We are live.
Good day, everyone out there. It is another beautiful day again with us at Upper Reporters and Talk, the program where we discuss and give our unbiased and unreserved opinion on the issues affecting the social, political, and economic welfare in Edo states across Nigeria, connecting Nigerians home and abroad. Today is the 4th day of March 2024, and we are live in the studio for our 9th episode of the program. Today, like every other day or every other episode, there are special and exciting topics on the table. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Obiso. I'm going to be your moderator and your host. And on the left hand side of my screen, it is my co-host Tony Edo. Tedo, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I greet everybody. My name is Tony Edo. We don't come today for Upper Reporters. So at this place now you will get the best Ogbonge gist. For me, I like to use my normal signature Pidgin. This show now for everybody, anybody who be somebody for anywhere you are. As far as from Edo State, Benin, you come, you get friends from Edo State. Anything about Edo, you are free to come and contribute, comment, and listen to us. Today we get better show, better talk to talk about. Sorry to say, and we don't really get our customer talk like this. Our panelists for sure for the studio, they don't feel wait to hear the sweet gist. So now we dive into around, not to waste time. Look on our vessel, my daughter, he gets more cough, so now be our first panelist guest for today. So we will start the story now. Thank you, my co-host. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having our baby panelist in the house. I hope she gets well soon. The topics for today, interesting topics. They are the topics that we bring on to the house. Today is not a new one. It's going to be a continuation of what we had in the previous time. Continuation of our previous topics. We are talking about Edo and the people across Nigeria. We are connecting Nigerians home and abroad. However, anything that happens in Nigeria or Edo or any other state in Nigeria connects the people. But here, these are the points or these are the topics for today. On the fierce competition for deputy governor position, that is one, because right now we have had the political candidates from different parties across the state. Now people are vying for deputies. Deputy governors have to come, and these candidates, although there are issues with the candidates having litigation processes coming after them, but that is not still solid because we know there are some disgruntled members of certain political parties that said they are the rightful winners of the candidacy, and they have said they will go to court. So litigation is bound. But regardless, for the ones that we have circulating around by these political parties, it is time they go for their candidates. And there's been up and down rumors here and there about the candidacy for the deputy governor position. Well, that is one of the topics for today. Then again, the second topic is political godfatherism, tribalism, and the strength of youth in politics. Every day, of all the episodes, I always try to bring in the topic of youth indulging in politics. So this time around, we are going to have more light on the topic as we are going to talk about political godfatherism, tribalism, and youth involvement in politics. It is one topic. It goes round. It circles in all around the youth. The third topic for today is a very important one. It is not just a happening, but it's happening in Nigeria, and honestly, it's happening around the globe. Insecurity. The insecurity around us, the insecurity in our cities, the insecurities in our urban or rural areas, it is always dropping. The rate of insecurity is always depreciating. What is the main key to these, to have these resolved or have security upped in our society? But well, welcome to the show. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, the studio, please, wherever page you are, Instagram or Twitter, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, like, share. Bring your friends in so we can talk about the heartbeat of the nation. So we can talk about Nigeria as the giant of Africa. So we can talk about Nigerians in and out of Nigeria. First, to my co-host, competition for deputy governor position. What is your take on this matter? How do you think it's about to go? There are rumors here and there. There are rumors in different places. There are pictures which are not verified. There are pictures flying around from different ends of the political or the social media space. Correct, if I'm corrected. And people are saying they hope and wish and pray that certain people will come as deputy. So, my co-host, what do you think about this situation?
Yeah, thank you, Obisoje, our great presenter and host. Yes, as I see this matter, now very, 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 very sweet one. First of all, we'll first rule out. Well, I agree the house. So we'll go first of all rule out Deco and Shaibu because, as according to media, then don't head go court. So those one with the go court, we not expect them say they go one as a deputy. Now that bring the question. We'll be seeing so many flyers on the media going around uh, suggesting to us who will be deputy with deputy feed. Of course, we know the deputy come from the south. For the PDP, we they see a mostly Benedion, we they see Barrister Ogie, mostly those two. And that brings the question to me between Barrister Ogie and mostly Benedion. If they take Barrister Ogie as deputy, which is very fine, a good man, a brilliant lawyer, quiet, I know it go be a those state Muslim ticket. Koto then a barrister Aswe, barrister Ogie. It will be the litigation administration and so called to administration where they go. They talk, say the previous this one na MOU administration. Now you go into the barrister administration. So that na for one side. But the barrister is a fine gentleman. I have nothing against him. From his formation, I don't hear about him. A very impeccable result to get. A father, a leader that can bring people together. And they say don't they behind, don't they see so show more time. I must commend him. I can say this for a fact on his behalf. He was the only politician, a loyal politician during Oshomole time, where go campaign, Oshomole give them pure water, give out, so they say drink water as they campaign, make their throat for not dry. Not only bring change, come back and give Oshomole, say, Baba, I buy water. See the one way remain. Oshomole look and say, those state Benin people na so not really be not get reputation, but not be all politician. And that day he get to Oshomole eye. And that since that day, me they give him respect. Because the rest of them back their own, but according to them, I know they there. But ever since then, he don't they repeat time. From Oshomole time to OBASEKI time till now. He has been I think one of the oldest person for that administration and a very loyal one. You know they betray, they see his voice, they talk for two places. But I get nothing against them. But now they can pay for him. But I'm waiting a year about him with that. I think it's the oldest so far so good. For that, he qualify that one. But almost then our own. almost a day Benedict. Now our own, our party, now our guy. And the youth they talk with that, the youth o'clock. Just make I throw my hat. I could throw my hat for her because I want her make she did there. She did House of Rep before. She don't do House of Rep. Her father don't do great things for those states. The Benedict name and the household name, you know. Let's forget say we in brother as governor that we'll talk about that one later. But now she be this. We go look the bills where she passed when she did House of Rep. And just see her impact since then. We see how she they go around, they do humanitarian services for those state of VIA and the rest. And a woman never really get position for those states as a one of our panelists talk our last program say we dey fight zoning. It's not fair for the women. Why we no go zone the ticket go give them? So for that alone, I for like make we zone the ticket go give Mosede. Because our own be that. I feel knock for her door. I feel call her say, oh Bob, okay, what did happen? Do one like this, one like this. Tell your government do one like this. Because now the betterment for those states they look for. Than for that, but the leaders go choose. Then quickly for APC. Okpebelo are not to know. Oh, sorry, my baby. Okpebelo are not to know. And deputy, I don't know. Shall not get much to talk. But Akpata come ready. The Labour guy, he come. Let's say he bring the deputy follow. But I think he's the only person that will tender in deputy with himself. There's some guys from Onwa, and that will make us talk about Onwa people. They see they marginalized too. But I think this is the first time they want whole big position.
Who is that to? Who are you referring to?
One guy still call him, but they say that from Onwa, I think Onwa West.
Which party?
Labour Party.
Okay.
Yeah, so I only don't tender the guy, young guy, so then I youth o'clock. So as I don't see as I so I will leave on there first. Make our other people make they take over. My co-host, thank you. I pass this thing back to you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tedo. I like the way you broke it down. But when for the Labour Party, you gave you said somebody from Onwa, right?
Yes.
For the Labour Party.
Yes.
Is that a fact or is a rumor? Because today I saw a picture. I received a picture which I still shared. I don't without. It is not confirmed because we don't know yet that Aisha Yusuf is vying, or she has been recommended to be the deputy, to go for the deputy governor slot, joining Barrister Akpata on the race. So I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing that there's a man from Onwa region of Edo State coming for it. But well, that is that. We have a very brilliant man, a regular man in our studio. He has something to say. Mr. Barrister Olsan, I like to give you the respect that you have earned. Barrister Olsan, do you have anything to say on this light? Please, I like to. Sorry, before we go further, if you have people on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, please, if you have any comments, you can write it down. If you want to come into the studio, there's a link. You can come and let us know your suggestions. When you come into the studio, on the right-hand side of your screen, there's a private chat column. You just indicate that you want to speak so we can give you the time and the avenue to speak. But now, Mr. Osa, please, please could you come let us know what your thoughts are? Thank you.
My people, now good evening.
Barrister, welcome.
The one way they speak grammar, so Minos Abiamo. Now Gogoro joins now from the talk. So Mr. TE, hello.
I greet you, my brother.
I always salute for the young man, I be young lady way they your side. I will introduce and make we know. What will be our picking name?
Her name na Ukpa Esosa Ayumi Nakada Ejo.
Oh, Ukpa Esosa Osaguero. You know, say we be all Benin. We go talk on the way it is Abiam. So
Yeah.
the small thing we want to talk now this. Now this is not the first time I am actually seeing people campaign for the position of deputy governor. So is it normal? That's the first question. Is that normal for people to start campaigning for that position? I think such positions should be left for the party to decide based on some calculations, which to me will be who can come on that ticket to complement the flag bearer, to give support as well. So those are the things, because that position of deputy governor, if we go back as far as Ogiadome, Odubu, and the likes, they are more like a figurehead. They're just ceremonial positions. So I'm trying to figure out why they are now campaigning. Today, yesterday, we saw, I think the person that Mr. Tony was talking about is one Felix. He's into logistics. One light-skinned bald guy with beard.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so that one they fly around. Ogie and that's where they fly around. Omosede and that's where they fly around. The only person we will never really see now Mr. Monday from APC. We don't know who people they pair with them. So it's a bit concerning that we are people are beginning to campaign for these positions. So I think somehow, maybe because we are bored, campaign doesn't start till sometime this month. Maybe that's why we are just keeping our guns wet. Look with the ginger for background whilst we wait for the main campaign to start. But I would say that such positions should be left for the party to decide, along with the candidate. Who can I work with? Because they say two cannot work together except they agree. So it's not for us out there to be bringing these people in, but for the party to sit down with the flag bearer and decide who can you work with, who can complement your strength. Take, for example, Ogie. Yes, I think Ogie can complement Aswe. Ogie is a grassroots man, and we know Aswe is coming in, though a technocrat, but we need somebody like that. And he has not hidden the fact that he's not been around, just like most of us now we don't do about 20 years abroad. That cannot disenfranchise us from contesting any position, And then if you look at the Mosede, there's the call for the female gender to be represented. So where do we go? Do we go with the support Ogie will bring, or do we go with the female gender? So there's already some sort of issue there to be decided in the public space, not by the political parties, because I believe they know where they are going to. Now the court of public opinion, now we go make that decision at the end of the day, who we prefer, who we not go prefer. So I think in order not to go beat around the bush, for me, I will allow the parties to decide who they think will complement the flag bearer or the ticket holder for each party. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it for breaking it down. You see, I'm just trying to make a suggestion on what you have said. Yes, so from the old ways, it has always been the party bringing two people together. Even I think there were some cases where they bring two people that have never worked together, or they bring two people to balance a sharing pattern on the table. But this time around, like we always say, things evolve. We are seeing a lot of different things. The Edo polity has brought a lot of new things to the table. A lot of people are learning new things. The aspect where anyone can come and be a candidate is not. I'm not writing off the godfatherism. quote out completely, but here you see people, candidates that are brought are being liked by the people, not just thrown like the devil on the deep blue sea. Then now, for the deputies, people are vying, and I think these politicians have their ears on ground. They want to know, they want to hear the roars of the people. Because if you bring a bad candidate, from what I perceive, if you bring a candidate the people do not like, the politicians, they put their ears on the ground to know if they are going to get bad remarks, bad comments, or negative opinions. So I think politicians are working seriously on that. That is why now you can see some people are, the whole place is calm with the candidates they have. They don't want to make errors picking their deputies. So that is why I believe, yes, the party doesn't just from Abuja or from any part of the state just throw in somebody as a deputy to go with the governor because they are trying to do it the regular way. So that is my own. That is just my own suggestion. I think the reason why these things are different now is because of the involvement and the involvement of the people. Yes, thank you for your suggestion, sir. The next person we have on the list is, first of all, let me acknowledge you have Mr. Emmanuel in the studio and you have Mr. Ola. Ola.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the studio. If you want to make any suggestion, please on the right indicate so you can give us your point. But now let's go to Mr. Sele Vuvuzela.
Sorry, Sele, before you start. Sorry, hold on. Iman, your device, the echo back. Check the way from the login. Mute one of the device where you usually listen. Your device, Iman, your device, the echo back badly. Check. Like one, it's like 2 page. Mute one, then leave one until they watch us. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Vuvuzela, are you there with us?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are.
Thank you.
All right, so I just want to add to a few things that Barrister Osa said, and concerning the picking of deputy governors. In the past, yes, it used to be like a internal party issue, which that is how it's supposed to be. But I think why you need to keep an eye on it now or pay attention to it, because God knows what happens after 8 years, if they will still be friends, whoever is picked. And sometimes that causes some kind of friction in the political space in the states. Because from my understanding, sometimes the deputy governors are being given certain roles to play in the state. And I think this past Obaseki's administration, Shaibu was in charge of sports. So if all is not well and he's being kicked out of his own office while he was still his office building, while they were still in office, that means what happens to the duties that were assigned to him? So the part of one of the problems we face in Nigerian politics is that we don't pay attention to the internal politics, which is the party politics, so to say. And when choosing a deputy, sometimes these deputies are just for figureheads, so to say. They don't really bring anything to the table until maybe after 8 years and they want to have a crack at it, and then they start going back and forth with their governors or whatever it is. Now, in terms of where to go for instance, in the PDP, I understand the argument of Ogie. He's a very, he's not a personal friend, but from what I've heard from everybody, he's a very steady hand, quiet man, principled man. I don't think there's ever been any scandal or anything concerning his name. So and his experience. Definitely, he has been in government for a very long time, so he will kind of be that person that will know how government actually works, because the Aswell is, as they say, technocrat, but he has never run a government. So they need to know how, because he needs to deal with citizens, he needs to deal with civil servants, he needs to deal with all of that. But regarding that, he is still somebody that has been there for a very long time. And sometimes, in my opinion, it's good to try something different, try someone different. He has played his part, in my opinion. Now, coming to someone mentioned Omosede, she's young, a female, and I think it's about time we start looking into, okay, the other gender. It shouldn't always be a male and a male governor and deputy governor. But I don't still think that just because you're a woman, that is a pass. You should bring something to the table. So her record, they should look into her record as well. Like Tony said, see what she did in the House when she was a House of Rep member, see what her temperaments are, and so on and so on. So to me, I'm leaning towards a new face. It don't have to be Onosidi. It just has to be, they should pick a younger person just to make it balanced, so to say. Let it not be, oh, it's a case of two older gentlemen, so to say. So the PDP, I think theirs is going to be more streamlined. In terms of the APC, I've really not seen anything yet, but let's see who they come up with. Then the Labour Party, there was a, like Junior said, there was a picture of Aisha. I think that's her name. I don't know.
Yes, Aisha Yusufu.
Yeah, where exactly is she from?
She's from Edo North. She's
I
from
don't know.
the top,
So,
I think Auchi
all right.
related
So
areas. Yeah.
Labour Party, the strategy is different. Let me put it like that. In terms of, we have been talking about zoning on this platform for a very long time. So in terms of how they want to zone it, obviously the ticket for governorship has gone to Edo South. And if they go that way with Aisha Yesufu, that means they've gone to Edo North for the deputy. So central, in terms how people play politics of sentiments, that might come up and say, okay, they see that Labour Party is avoiding central. So I don't know how they want to play that. Yeah, that is going to be a discussion for another day if they come up with Aisha. But they mentioned somebody else. I don't know where the gentleman is from. So that is something to keep an eye on. But so far, so good. I think it will get very exciting as the months roll by when the campaign starts.
When does the campaign really start?
I think it starts in April. I think INEC timetable.
They still have a month, and
Yes,
the deputy must be part of the team before the campaign starts. Right?
yes. They have to. He has to be on the ballot or the ticket as well.
Okay.
So they still have some time to pick that. But there's nothing wrong in scrutinizing who deputies are going to be. In my opinion, they should be people that will bring something to the table, not just somebody that the party is, maybe somebody in the party wants to put his man there and just pick anybody just for, say, okay, you go there, be quiet for 8 years. Then after that, if you are disgruntled, you start to make noise. If not, you just go about your business and retire with a pocket full of money. No, it should be it should be somebody in. Even when we wanted to talk about continuity, it should be somebody that, if the governor is not available or whatever, he should be able to run a state. That is what a deputy is supposed to do. It's not just being there for the sake of being there. So it's going to be an exciting one. I just hope that they can pick people with some substance and something to bring to the table. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vuvuzela. That is okay. The INEC timetable. That is. Thank you for your contribution towards towards the deputy governor position, everybody is saying something interesting. This is what governance, the kind of governance of inclusion. When they say it's time for the people to become part of the governance, I don't think in the last 4 years we were this interested. A lot of people did not care what parties came up with or the deputies they had or what they wanted for the people. Now people are very interested. They want to know. They want to read manifestos. This is the beauty of politics. Although some people can say, yes, our inclusion is not needed because it's a dirty game and all that. But well, we have to know what happens in our state. We have to be part of it. I always tell people, if you are far from the country, if you're not in Nigeria, it's a different thing entirely. But when you get to Nigeria, when you get to Edo State, go to your ward, go to your local government area, register for a party, be included in it. Everybody has to pick someone. Everybody's say is very important. I know a lot of us don't have, some of us have PVCs, and we think just the PVCs alone can give us a direction. I don't think that only can work. We need to be part of these political parties so we can put ourselves in. So we don't only talk about it, we be about it. Thank you, Mr. Vuvuzela. We have Mr. Dianosa in the house as well. And we have, I don't know, Mr. Imai. Mr. Imai still in the studio? No, Mr. Imai has left. Mr. Ola, do you have anything to add, to contribute to the topic? As we say, there's first competition for the deputy governor's position. I'd like to know if you have any suggestions. Mr. Dianosa, do you have any suggestions at the moment? Or you want to, or we go to the next topic?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Mr. Dianosa. Welcome to the studio.
Yeah, I'm very sorry for being late. I just got back from work.
It's understandable. Yes, thank you and welcome.
Yeah, in regards to the deputy position, I think it would be wise to pick somebody you can work with, and also bearing in mind the party infrastructure. For example, for the PDP and APC candidates, it will only be logical to get somebody from Edo South as a deputy. And for the Labour Party, it will only be logical to get somebody from Edo Central or Edo North as deputy. But the duty of the deputy, like we've seen in this last administration, it hinges on the relationship you have with your governor. Because if you don't have a good relationship with your governor, you might be irrelevant. Yes, if the governor is not on seat, yeah.
Sorry to ask. Have a relationship with the governor. Is this before you become deputy or after you become deputy? Because I don't think most of the deputies we have had in the past, they were friends with the governor before the alignment. I think the alignment brought them together, or the political parties. When I mean alignment, these two people were the political parties and they fought for the party, but at the alignment, they had to merge them. And that was when people started to believe that they become friends. So is that what you mean by?
Yes, what I mean by the relationship before governance is secondary. It is the relationship while in government that is primary.
Yes.
Because if you do not have, even if like you said, which I said earlier, that in choosing a deputy, you look at different demographics, party politics, zoning, So whoever comes should have a relationship, a healthy relationship with his principal, which is the governor. Because if you do not have that relationship with the governor, the governor can make the position of the deputy governor redundant. Yes, if the governor is not on seat, automatically the deputy governor is supposed to be acting. But the governor can also hand over to the SSG. And if the governor decides to give over the powers in the time he's not there to the Secretary of the State, there's nothing the deputy governor can do.
Apparently, yes.
So I think in choosing a deputy governor, the relationship has to be spot on while in governance, because that can only give back to a good government.
But do you know, before it is always there's always romance before elections. So there's always romance before they go in, before they start the job. I remember the deputy governor of Edo State and the governor having this sweet alliance. They moved from APC PDP together, and it was all sweet and rosy. But if we talk about the happenings today, we talk about what we have heard or some things that played out, it has been utterly disastrous. When I mean utterly disastrous, like there was a video of a time the governor had to move the deputy governor's office out of the government house.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's constitutional or that is if it's right or if it's illegal, but I don't know. So if they had this romance and they aligned at some point, and afterwards they became rivals, don't you think there's something somewhere that can create a loggerhead for anybody? So
yes.
So how can these things be avoided?
Yeah, it's. I think let's if we want to use Edo State as a case study, I would say in this the problem. I think the problem is personal ambition. I think the deputy governor has a personal ambition, and that has obstructed his relationship with the governor, because the governor wants to go in a different direction, but the deputy governor has a personal ambition, and it doesn't align. And when the governor sees,
okay, sorry to interrupt. I'm not talking about the recent happenings. I'm not talking about the recent happenings. I'm talking about something that happened like last year, or I think 2 years ago. Although it has to be last year, when the governor took the deputy out. Was that trying to be too ambitious? Was it
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because the ambition,
because of the tickets that they're going for now? Okay, that was what brewed it up to this. Okay.
To that extent, because they are politicians, and they make statements when they are with their in their constituents or in their safe zone. They make statements, and it's your deputy governor. It's your governor. You know the intentions of your governor. You know the intentions of your deputy governor. You know the clout each ways. So when you see this person's personal ambition doesn't suit your direction, then you cut him off. The Bible says it. If your left hand is causing you to sin, you cut it off.
Is it not be taking powers into his hands? Is there no way they can? These things
that's why it's governor. That's why it's called the executive governor, because he has executive powers.
Are you saying if the Governor OBASEKI was deputy, he would take what he has done to the deputy right now? Would he take it? Because sometimes I think they go too far.
But actually, if you give if he gives what the deputy governor is giving, he should be ready to take it as the deputy governor. I give you another example. Atiku and Obasanjo. That is their quarrel to today. Atiku was vice president, and he was in charge of the economy, and he had the grip of the National Assembly at that time.
Yes.
When Obasanjo wanted the third term agenda,
Yes.
that was not on paper. It was real. Obasanjo actually wanted the third term. But
Yes,
it was
yes.
Atiku that blocked it. Because Atiku also had an ambition. Atiku also wanted to be president.
So Atiku didn't block it for the good of the people. He blocked it for his own personal interest.
Both ways. You can see it both ways. Both ways. You can say it both ways. Because a third term is bad for our democracy.
Yes.
And yeah, if he was doing it for his personal ambition, so he was using one stone to kill two birds.
Yes, evidently it is obvious. We always say that politicians are always working for themselves. Politicians are only interested in themselves. But okay, thank you for your information, or thank you for your suggestion that you have given to us. We have Ima. She has left the studio again. Okay.
Yo.
Ima, you there?
The blast one I get to the I'll be there here.
No, but we can't see. I can't see your name. Is that
Ola Kidola, man.
Yes, Olakidola, please give us your opinion on this deputy governor position and vying for the space. We like to hear your suggestions. Please give us.
I think the post of the deputy governor, I think you have to be strategic. I think they will go on strategic basis. You understand? Because it's all about where they can get more votes. That's how it will be. So they don't have to be friends, but you have to be strategic. And those politics is a little bit nasty. So it's all about strategic moves. When Oshomole brought Obaseki, he purposely went to position his people from the north as the deputy governor because he wants that guy to come back again as the governor of Edo State.
Yeah, but he wanted, but based on the gentleman zoning and rotational piece, if he wanted, Oshomole is from the northern Edo, and Obaseki came, there was no way Shaibu was going to be afterwards.
But you have to understand, there's nothing like gentleman agreement during that time. Oshome was always thinking about his own interest. So he was like the godfather.
Yes.
So he almost wanted to be like a nanny. You understand? So what he was thinking about is, okay, I had my governor time. Now I brought Obaseki to please the Beninese.
Yes.
Then he went back again to go back to his own zone. And that was a little bit selfish. If you have to check, Aneni was not really too, during his time, he didn't really know where it was really coming from. Because if Aneni wanted an Ishama to be the governor, I think at that he have the power to do it. Or even depose this guy from Esalad because of his own personal interest, because Aneni does not think like that. But Shomole was always thinking like that. So you can even see during the time of this arrangement, it was, look, the game that Oshomole wanted to play is a very dangerous game. It's a game that one day would divide, and you don't know who will be in power in the next time. Not even power in the state, it will be federal power. This will just go scattered up. That's the game Oshomole was coming at. Edo politics is not just Lagos type of politics. We all came from tribes from Edo State. So if you want to put the center as nobody, like, no zoning. I don't believe in zoning. If you don't believe in zoning, but Aneni brought you in. If Aneni wanted to play, it was also Bobby there.
So the game Oshomole was trying to play was trying to undermine the Esan people. And if we would have succeeded in doing that, just forget it, man. That would be a matter of time. You never know 10 years from now we'll be in power. Look at Bayelsa. How many local governments did Bayelsa have? 5 local governments. So you have to understand that he was trying to play a very dirty game that will be in everybody's mind and everybody will fight it. I think anybody that wants to become a deputy governor, I think they have to go more strategic. You have to please everybody. Because Edo State is we all come out of the same source, but we have to also maintain it like that. Otherwise, we're just too small to be divided. Edo State is not so big like that. I think we have to meet each other at a very happy table so that we can form ourselves to be a very happy state. Check, the Delta Apple left. How did it happen? John Basoempo was not happy at that time. So not about choosing, they have to work also for the people. Develop everywhere. Develop the north, develop the central, develop the main city, so that everybody will feel it. Not like you only just concentrate in Benin, but the other rural area or what they call rural area kind of be neglected. So they have to do things that is strategic, things that the people, everybody will feel that everybody is part of the state. You understand? That's what I'm trying to, that's what I mean. So deputy governor have to come from area, but not just because of your zone, but just because, be that Edo politics is one kind, they have to find a way to balance it so that everybody will feel it belongs to the state. Not just as, okay, I'm looking as an auxiliary. Edo is a very nasty place to play politics. Every day is politics there. That's just the truth. That I'm honest. I'm very, very honest.
Are you saying this because I don't want to bring tribe into it? I really don't want to bring tribe into it, although it's a part of the topic we're going to discuss today. Are you saying that they play dirty politics because tribe is being part of it?
Oh yes, Edo politics is not going towards tribal. You understand me? You have to understand, bringing somebody.
Is it because of the zoning? Is it because of the zoning?
No. Not because of this. It's not because of the. It's not
like Mr. Sorry, hold on. Mr. Larry Nobakaye said something. He said you don't know what you're talking about. There's some people, they were always voting PDP, and you don't expect Oshomole to hand it over to them because because he is trying to protect his own party. That is what somebody says on the chat.
Yeah, somebody can say what you want to say. That is just bullshit. There's a lot of example in APC. You understand?
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say that.
No, that is.
I just wanted to say that too.
There are people.
Look, there's a lot of ESA. Who is the chairman of APC in Edo State? It's not an ESA man.
It's an ESA man. It's an ESA man.
So look, my brother. Somebody in Monse who was even fighting this. See, look, that person just trying to look when you create a hatred type of policy system, right? You try to undermine certain people just because you are there now. You are there now, and then it was long time there, and then it's no longer there anymore. So nobody see. Look at. Let me just tell you the truth. ESA people have taken some shit for too long. That's just the truth. How long have ESA man ever become a governor? Only Abrusali at that time. Ever since ESA man will get quiet, might be something there behind the scene, like a nanny. You understand? Osubo came and then he chased him out.
No, but wait.
So if you watch Oshomole kind of interview or whatever press conference was given, it was almost kind of like undermining the ESA people. I think that was a very big mistake. You don't undermine us like that.
No, I don't completely agree because I don't completely. I'm not saying your that's your candid opinion, and I'm very pleased.
Yeah, look. I understand. Look, you what you should understand is this: no matter what kind of game you play, how you play it,
you have to be very nice to everybody. Oshobole came because I don't know if I've never been governor of that former Bender state. That's why, and then he played some kind of tricks there. I said, okay, also boy, due to his own personal selfish interest, he said also boy is a very useless guy. Possibility also body dancing to his tune. He said, okay, who's next? Let's bring this guy in. Let's ship it to a donut. Okay, donut was there for a lot of SIPO work with Oshomole during his time, right? But you see, during those periods, he left, he brought Obaseki, it was cool. Then SIPO was okay. Obaseki, now this is the kind of politics we want to start playing. We don't hate you, we don't love you. Let's play the politics. We will support you. But the next time you have to be an ESA man. That's why SIPO voted for Obaseki. It was never like, oh, Obaseki was so nice, was so good. No, SIPO is not authority anymore.
Ibakota.
No, please. So you are saying the reason why some people voted for Obaseki was because he told them that he was going to hand over or produce
in politics, there's nothing I love because the politics they brought to Edo State is now become a tribal kind of politics. You understand me? If you have to check it, the Esa people are very close to the center, to the Benin people, in terms of everything, culturally, linguistic, and everything, right? It's good. You can't, no matter how you want to cut it, the Esa people will just be observing. So what happened is, Oshomole came in a way. Look, when you speak, if I want to speak about a donut, I will respect who they are as cultural and everything. I will mind my language. But not when you say minority cannot control the majority. But forget it. Forget it. You can't say such a thing like that. If you want to take Estipo as a minority, when Enahoro was putting his neck in the National Assembly for Nigeria independence, why was it not a minority there? You understand me? So you have to understand that the problem of politics in those states now, if you're not careful, in years from now, Edo can be divided into different type of states. That's just the truth. I'm just honest to you. It doesn't matter. Benin City is very big enough to form a state. You understand me? It's very, how the Bayelsa left.
But if you keep dividing the states, it becomes a big disunited country. Let's not even.
No. That's what I'm telling you. Bayelsa people left Port Harcourt because of possibility they will be marginalized, right? Somebody stood up, and that person was in power at that time and did it. You understand me? If this Edo state that's our state, the state that belongs to everybody, is now becoming played as a tribal way of, regional way of kind of politics. I do you, you do me. I brought Benin man in, forget the SIPO, they are minority. You can succeed for some years. For how long? You understand me?
Yeah, but
Okay, Mr. Ola, thank you very much for your. I think you are passionate about it. I like the fact that you're passionate, and I thank you very much for your contribution. But we cannot keep on hitting on one. I like the fact that you gave it to us how you feel. We can hear the passion from your voice, and we hope people. These messages are referred or they are passed across so our leaders can know how the people feel. That is the reason why this platform is set up. So we can have the people come to speak from their hearts, speak from your bosom. Let us see how you feel. But I hope nobody is being disenfranchised. I hope the political system is not keeping anybody as minority. First, we should all know that we are Nigerians, regardless of our ethnicity, tribe, demographic, color, size, or educational level. Let us take the fact. Like the way you speak, I know you're in a foreign country. I wouldn't want to say in a foreign country like it's a global world. I know you're in diaspora. So because from the way you speak, in that country, wherever you are, people don't say I'm from Neptune or I'm from Pluto.
They say, I am American, I'm Canadian, I'm British, I am English, I'm Irish. I think it's only
my brother. Yeah, but what you see
only
is this.
Nigeria.
Yeah, but what you see is this. Nigeria is not yet in that stage.
No, we don't have
that will take some time. But that will take some time. But what I'm talking about is this. You look. Will you? Let me tell you the truth.
Mr. Ola,
you have to respect. I have a very big respect for every region of Edo State because it's a very small state. We all come from the same source. You understand me? We all come from the center of that Edo State, that what I call today Benin City. Benin City was always the hub of where everybody, both the chiefs and everybody at that time, right from Urobo land to Eastern land to everywhere, Edo was always be the center. Edo State is a state of everybody's love. So you can't change it. I'm a proud Edo man. I'm not going to change it. If you look at me, if I talk, if I speak to you outside, if you will know I'm an Edo man. So what I'm trying to say is this: let's keep it quiet, let's keep it respectful, let's keep it simple. There's no minority, majority in the state that belongs to everybody. You understand me? That's what I'm trying to say. You understand? So it's not about I'm trying to make it like regional or tribal. But when the system almost become regional, then you try to undermine some certain people. If you allow this thing to go on for some time, there are some people that will just say, okay, this is how it is, this is how it is, this is how it is. Then forget it, my brother. Nobody knows tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. They have other people on the. You have other people he learned. I appreciate it. We will give you another. We'll give you more time when we go around. Next, we have Odianose has spoken. Yes, we have Mr. Tupo on the next on the list. Mr. Tupo, please can you unmute yourself and give us your contribution on the matter? The topic, before we digress, the topic is still deputy governor position and how these parties achieve it. So if Mr. Tupo is Mr. Tupo, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Good, please. Educate us. Give us your opinion or your unbiased suggestions.
All right. Thank you for having me. I've been listening to the discussions. I think. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I said bad government has made us so emotional and sentimental, successfully divided us in a very funny manner. Like the last guest, you tried to tell him not to be too emotional. He was trying to be, putting it out there. It's not his fault. It's just because the system has been fraught with so much irregularities. The people seem to be very agitated. They are at the brink of it, and it's as a result of bad government. But still on the discussion of deputy, before I go into it, I must say something. The mentality of what bad government has done to us is the winner mentality, whereby we feel that if a region gets the government, it means, it's their time to enjoy. It's their time to benefit, because that's the idea. The idea is that they will now have access to the treasury and loot it. Because it's not, if it's about development, I don't think you'll be bothered whether it's your region or the other region. It is supposed to be holistic. You develop across board, because the arable land we are talking of Edo is not only situated in Benin. It's situated in every part of from Ronigbe to Agbede to Ologbo. These are arable lands. So it's not as if when you take the power, it means you will just sit down. It's only when you believe that you want to share the allocation coming from federal government, that's when you start struggling to say it must be given to an Edo central. Because if you are thinking of harnessing the benefits that Edo has, you should think of the oil wells we have at Koko and Ologbo, the oil palms in Owan, and the rocky areas of Okpila. It is not situated in one region. So if you want to harness the state, it doesn't matter who is the government. You understand? So that mentality we have developed now is the sharing allocation mentality. So we need our person to be there so that when he's sharing the allocation, which is the normal kill and divide that our government have been doing since 1999, then they want to be part of it. So this is what brings about bad governance. Now, if we even want to go further into the discussion, I can even tell you that there's no ideology behind the political party because let me minimize my words so I don't say too much. But if I want to go by just being fair.
Behind which political party? Are you talking about all political parties or you're talking about
yes,
which?
That. Yes, I'm coming to that.
You're talking about all political parties, no ideology behind all political parties?
I want to, yes, that's what I want to say, but I'm trying to minimize my words. I don't want you as a moderator to put me on the hot seat and make me say what I'm not supposed to say. But let me go seamlessly about it. I can tell you now that the candidate is practically an APC man with an ideology of APC, while the candidate of the APC is practically a PDP man with the school of thought coming from Chief Tony Aneni. So when you look at all these things, you understand that the ideology is no longer there. It's just about the political parties are now vehicles to just achieve your ambition. I don't think in all these discussions we have been discussing about Asia, Edo, Bini, we have even talked about the ideology of the party, whether it's progressive, whether it's liberal, whether it's conservative or not. We are just talking about the individuals, and we don't mind as long as
our political parties. Sorry to interject. I like to ask questions why people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Our political parties really inclined to progress liberation and the last one you spoke. Are they? To me, I see all political parties are same.
Yeah, where you
our
say
political parties. I know these formats are used for political parties we see in certain countries. But when you have a Mr. Atiku that has been a member of the APC and the PDP, and you want to tell me he's liberal or he's progressive or whatever, does that hold any water? I'm just saying.
where tell you that
I'm just saying.
Yes, I can tell you that if you go by, I don't want to be sentimental or to be seen to be sentimental. Atiku actually has I don't know what PDP's ideology is, but I think Atiku has the PDP block, and that is why he's able to function well in the political party. No matter whether he goes out or comes in, there's a way he goes around it, which means the ideology behind the actual emergence of PDP as at 1998 when it was formed, he was part of it. And that is why I can also say that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the current president of Nigeria, also has the ideology of maybe his own then party, Action Congress, AD, which is actually kind of like like in those days when you have the NCNC and the AG, which was donor parties. And also, I can also still tell you that Buhari still comes from that school of thought where that mentality of your region is determining the political party you are functioning with, which is the CPC which Buhari came with. So when you translate into government, you see that division, you see that people saying nepotism or this. No, it is actually the way and manner that political party has been formed. You see, there's never a time that PDP at national level was accused of nepotism or, because when they were forming the PDP, it was a holistic formation from every region. Unlike other parties that came like ABGA. ABGA was a party that was formed solely by Ojukwu to just carry the eastern region along with himself, and as well as AD and the CPC and the rest. So PDP has its nationality, but in the states, I don't think they possess that powers anymore, because when you look at the predominant power in PDP right now, I think they were practically ACN. From if you look at the top four, no need to double into it too much, but you understand that there's connect between the real idea of the party and the people running it. The people running it are not taking away the fact that they are not doing well. They're obviously doing well. But what I'm saying is that as long as the political party has left the the platform of ideology, then you start seeing winner take all mentality. Whereby if I don't win, it's do or die. It's become so messy. So when it comes to deputy, you can see the action now is going to still play out. It's going to be need for zoning it to other zones, like the Akpata we have to go out of Edo South. As well, we go out of Edo Central, and Pebolo, we follow suit. All that is balancing. It is enshrined in the spirit of our constitution for fair sharing. But the idea of that fair sharing was not a winner take all mentality. It was not in. It was subtle in the constitution to ensure that everybody is carried along. We have the National Assembly, which is majorly the concern of the constitution, and which everybody is represented. Not the governance. The governance is having competent people to lead and to ensure that the people have the welfare and security which the constitution allows them to. So in all this, I
like the fact that you're breaking. I like the fact that you're giving us definition of this, how these parties, because we are not digressing, but you are giving us from the roots. But the thing here is, these are the ideologies to bring deputy governors. What you are telling us about?
The ideology to bring deputy governor is only now ethnic in the state level, but at national level it's religious and ethnic, because when Shetima was brought in, everybody was saying Muslim ticket. I don't even know what that really meant. In Edo now we can have a Christian ticket. In Kaduna, I know they were even struggling for a Muslim Christian ticket, and people were crying that El Rufai had brought a Muslim ticket in Kaduna. We in the South here, we don't even know what a Muslim Christian ticket is. I hope we do not get to that point, because as long as we have started going ethnic, little or no time, we'll start knowing that.
Are there Muslims in Edo South? Are there Muslims in Edo Central? Because I know that partially there are some Muslims in Edo North. So So, but if now, for instance, an Esa or an Edo Central is a candidate, and he's bringing his deputy from Edo South, which we know it is on it is 10 to or 1 in a million to see a Muslim come from those demographics. Does it counter anything? Like, let's say the Aswan Oge Major or the Aswan Momose, they are Christians. Why are people what does the Christian Muslim, how does it affect? We know we have more Christians.
It's because we have not started thinking towards that direction. The voting population in Edo South is a mixed crowd, and I can tell you that mixed crowd are most people who have migrated from up north. They are the young people in Edo right now. If you go around the streets on Sundays, you will see a whole lot of boys who are gathering in different junctions at different keke parks. All those boys possess voter cards. No idea. All those boys possess voters cards. So, and those politicians are the people the politicians carry to village to register, to use to do whatever they are going to do. So most of them are from the north. Most of them have Christian backgrounds. Most of them have Muslim background. So then you now go to the Edo North. Edo North, we can say 70% of Edo North people actually have their faith as that of Muslims. So then, when you now Farika data to show what these numbers are, you will be surprised how many Muslim voters you have in Edo. You understand? So, but I don't think the political parties have done that check. But if they do the check, you now start hearing why they need to zone their deputy governor to Edo North and to pick a man who comes from that religion. So all these things will eventually play out if we continue to drag this idea of my tongue, you understand? Because I think they have a right to say, we still did this town now, we still they contribute, we still they pay tax, So this should be their turn. But my own, I will always stand by, is that I do not know towns, regions, ethnicity, or religion. I only know that there's a need for generational shift of power. That is what I will stand for. So if any of the political parties,
you are more interested in the age factor, not about the region, not about the demographics, the religion or tribe. You are more interested in moving power from the older ones to the younger ones.
Yes, because it's the mindset mentality.
Apparently, you'll be very comfortable if the three political parties or the three major political parties bring people from bring three Edo. They come up with Edo candidates, but all you're interested in is if they are below a certain age.
If I want to go by that argument, I should say none of the deputy governors should be 2 years, so that at least let us start building a new generation. It's a mindset thing. You need to get younger people on board. You need to start changing the narrative. There's no time we're waiting for.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me leave it at that for now. Maybe we'll talk.
Yes, thank you. You have given us so much on the education, and you are taking us around the information on political parties. Yes, next we have Mr. Ekene Enuma in the studio. Mr. Ekene Enuma. Yes, you say World Peace is the Edo People platform. Okay, is this Edo People platform World Peace? Well, my brother, we speak for Edos, we speak for Nigerians, we speak for Nigerians in diaspora. So we can speak for the platform is for us to be heard. We just talk about Edo politics more now because that is one of the elections that we have coming next. That is going to be next year, and we have candidates emerging. So this is the reason why it's typical on Edo at the moment. So, Mr. Ekene, do you have something to say?
Yeah. Anybody hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Okay. I just have a few things, though I'm not from Edo, but I don't know. I have a candidate in Edo, which we wish that he will become the governor of Edo State, because he has served the nation in a way that I never see him as a corrupt man. That is Olumide Abata of the Labour Party.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Ekene. Mr. Ekene, where you say you're not from Edo? Sorry, but where are you from? What part of the country are you from?
I'm from Southeast.
You're from where? Sorry, could you come back? Sorry, you broke there.
Anambra State, Southeast.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay. Okay.
Our own election is.
You're welcome to the show. You're welcome to the show. Yeah, always free. Edo and Anambra, they are barely 1 hour away from each other. Yes, we are brothers. So please give us your contribution. Continue.
So my own contribution is what matters in, like, we Labour Party, or we the obedient, we want to build good governance around the country, and in doing that, that is why we bring somebody like Olumide Abata in our primary, so that he will also join hand with somebody like Alesoti of Abia State, and they make our state to become what it's supposed to be. And that's what we believe, and that's what we are fighting for. Even though some Edo people are saying it has to go to this side or this side, well, that has been the politics of Nigeria, and this is all those why we have been playing this turn-by-turn politics. It becomes a problem to us rather than solving our political issues, but it becomes a lot of problem. Just like if people are Fabia didn't vote Alesoti, saying that he came from the same zone with the last governor, Okezi Bazo, they wouldn't have gotten what they are getting now. But it's just that they decided to vote for Alex Otti, even though he came from the same zone with Okezi Baz, the former governor.
Okay,
And they,
I like to ask. Sorry, because when people talk, I like to ask questions. Yes, you. I like the fact that you are expressing it and you have given us what an ideology is from where you believe. But if you people you say you are an obedient, if you believe that the presidency was supposed to come to the South and you feel that is fairness, so why in Edo State why didn't the Labour Party in Edo State do as they have done in the general elections to bring somebody from the Edo Central to make it seem like, yes, we are now shifting powers to a place that has not gotten it for a while? Why is it different in Edo State and different in federal? I'd like you to let us know.
well, it's just people that say it that way, but people like us that supported Mr. Peter Obi in the last general election didn't do it because he's from Southeast.
Okay.
Because just like if we are talking about turn-by-turn politics, in Southeast, it's not everybody in the Southeast will vote to be the president of this country. You can just take that to the bank. Not everybody, not every individual. It's because of one man, his competence, and what we believe he's done in our state when he was the governor of that state. So we believe in him, we supported him to be the president of this country. Not even because he's from Anambra State, not because, just like somebody like me, world peace know my stand whenever I spoke about Nigeria. It's just somebody that will get the work done. I don't care where you come from, whether you are from the north, from the south, wherever you come from. It's somebody that will turn the things, all the problem we have in Nigeria today. Somebody that will come in and face governance and do what he's supposed to do. I don't believe in turn-by-turn politics. You understand? So, and that's why we supported Obi. And we are building around that narrative to make sure that in every state, Labour Party puts up a candidate that is going to serve the people. Not
does the Edo Central not have a person like that, like the one they have in Akpata? Is Akpata the only Labour Party candidate that is straight and upright in the whole of Edo State? Why can't we?
Well, in our primary, our primary is very transparent. We have a lot of candidates from the Edo Central, just as you said, and a lot of them came and supported Abata to win that primary. And at the end of the day, they came together and make peace. Came together, they have their meeting, and they agreed to work for him to become the governor of that. That's in Labour Party. So we are united to deliver good governance in Edo State.
Yeah, okay.
So all the people that contested from Edo Central.
When it comes to unity, sorry, I say when you talk, I will ask certain questions. Sorry, I'm trying. You're giving us the information we need. Thank you. But if you talk about the unity, there was a letter that flew. There was a letter that was passed around from the Apapa sect that said they had a different candidate, or they had different candidates or different names that they had sent to INEC. Even if we don't take those papers serious, but are you saying that the Labour Party does not have its internal crisis? There was this story about the chairman being arrested in Edo. You know that, or are you saying you did not hear about that? So when a party, yes. Yeah. So when because what you are trying to tell us now is like the party is happy and everything is smooth and the Labour is perfect. These things happen and we get them on the news. I don't think there's any difference from the APC, the PDP, and the Labour. Are you saying you guys are a perfect group, or you're the best party to lead the people forward?
Yeah, we don't have any crisis in Labour Party. if we have, you would have noticed, because even in all our last elections that happened both in Imo State and some other places, that somebody like Lamide Apapa came to claim that they have a candidate. At the end of the day, it was the candidate of Abure that emerged in INEC portal. So, and the same thing is still happening in Edo today.
Who was arrested? Who was arrested? Who was arrested in Edo? Was it not Abure that was arrested?
Abure was arrested for different issue, not because of he had a problem. What is the name of that former youth leader and all those stuff, and he had a problem with him, and that was why he was arrested. Even though we in Labour Party, we know there is no party in Nigeria that don't have internal crisis, but we are coming to an end of it very soon, because very soon we are having our convention, and the Labour Party is going to be one of the best party.
Okay.
For now, our chairman. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead and round up. Yes, go ahead. I'm with you.
For now.
Can you hear us?
Did it drop?
Can you hear us, Mr. Ekene?
I think it dropped. I think Mr. Kokohan is up, so maybe.
I know. I wanted Mr. Ekene to finish, because Mr. Ekene is trying to give us an impression that the Labour Party is perfect and there are no crises. From what you see on the dailies.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are hearing you. So yes, please tell us a roundup, please. We have we were waiting for you. I hope everything is okay from your end.
So what we are regarding the issue and everything that is happening in Labour Party, the most important thing is that our governors must deliver. Once you are voted in, the assurance is that as a governor from Labour Party, you must deliver. And the Olumide Abata, we believe, have that capacity to deliver in Edo State. We are coming from a different narrative. That whenever every other party look at Labour Party governors, they will see different kind of performance, which is already happening in our space. We have a very proud governor today. We are very proud of him. We can stand and say this is what he is doing within a very short period of time, just 9 months.
Can you give us 2 achievements? Can you give us 2 achievements? I like to put things on record. Can you give us 2 achievements?
He has, within a short period of time, he has renovated most of the major roads that connect in Aba, and he has cleaned up Aba, both Aba Port Harcourt road that has been left for a very long time by the past administration. This man has renovated and put those roads in order. Major infrastructures, major hospitals that were abandoned in Aba for a very long time. Within a very short time, this man has renovated, equipped them, and make them working again. In terms of insecurity in the southeast, since this man became the governor of Abia State, he has fought insecurity. And today, Aba or Abia State is one of the secure states in the southeast. You never had anything concerning security in Abia since he became the governor of Abia State. So, and a lot of things. So, and I don't want to talk about his effort in making the geometric power plant to work in Abia. Today, he put a lot of effort, even though the project was on before he became governor, and he supported that project even when he was in the private sector. So, and when he became a governor, he tried all he could do within a very short period of time, broke all the barriers, and make sure that project came to start to work. And that.
Mr. Ekene, where do you live?
I live in Lagos.
Thank you very much. Can you please round up so we can finalize? So
my point is that the issue of doing or zoning and all those stuff.
Yes.
Well, sometimes it might be good. It might be good, but if we check how far and where zoning has taken us and as a nation, would we say that zoning has done us good or has getting us more backward? Even in our national politics, turn by turn politics we are playing today, we see how our nation looks like today. So most of the people say we don't care if this man perform or he doesn't perform. What we know is that after Tinubu finish, the power is coming back to the north. Is that how we are going to continue to run this nation? It's very bad. So the most important thing is to get a credible candidate. So, and I believe Abata will not leave the people of is it Edo Central? You will not leave them behind. So even Alex Oti today performing, Alex Oti is not from Aba, but 70% work that he did today is in Aba. You understand? So when you have a governor that wants to work, he doesn't necessarily need to start from his own region. He starts from other region to put a performance and make the state to move forward. And we believe that. So that is why we are campaigning and putting all our effort to get all the Labour Party governors elected, especially in Edo State. Edo is a very crucial state and it's a very loving state. So we want that state to work. As a Nigerian, I want Edo to work, and the Olumide Apata is the candidate. Thank you.
That is your choice. That is your choice.
Moderator, please, can I ask Mr. Kene?
No, yes, calm down. Yes, he gave his opinion, although he sounded like he was campaigning, but he did a good job. He answered the questions that he was giving, but and I like the way he came out with it. We want people that live in other parts of the state to contribute, because Edo, like he said, is a very crucial and very important state. But you can, Mr. Osa, what question do you have for him?
So, thank you, Mr. Kene.
Please
thank you for
make it short. Make it short.
Yeah, it's very short. Yeah. So you've listed, from all you've listed, can you tell us how that differs from what the current governor of Edo State has done or is currently doing? Thank you.
I didn't get you very well. It's breaking.
Okay, so I said, from all you've listed, can you tell us how what Governor Oti has done is different from what Governor Obaseki has done or is currently doing? Thank you.
We are talking of Obaseki that has almost spent 8 years. And you can count his achievements. How many major achievements has he achieved in almost 8 years? And we are talking about just 9 months government. That if you go to Aba today, you see his footprint everywhere.
No, that's not the question. How does it differ?
Yes, he is. I don't want to disturb this. Yes. Yeah, I think the difference now, we're talking about outgoing governor. Somebody's talking about a governor that he wants to come in. And we're talking about a governor that has done barely 1 year.
1 year. Yeah.
1 year. So I'm not defending anybody here. I'm just trying to say we cannot really compare LT with Obaseki. Yes, starting. The projection has been fair with what you have said. I don't know if they are facts, but I'm not arguing or saying they are not. But it would not be proper to compare Obaseki and OT. I'm just trying to make this between you guys on fair grounds. But I'm still going to leave Osa to ask Mr. Ekene the question that he wants to ask. Mr. Osa, please rephrase your question for Mr. Ekene.
Okay, Mr. Ekene, what you have highlighted that Mr. Oti has done, despite being a year, 2 years, or whatever, how does it differ from what the current governor of Edo State has done or is doing? Because you've said that the current governor, from your narrative, that it's a write-off and all of that. So do you know Edo State very well? Let me even start with that.
I won't say I know Edo State very well, but I know part of Edo. At least I go to Edo almost every December.
Okay, so
or every,
suffice to say that you really don't know the state of Edo. So
yeah, I really don't know. But I have people there. I have people that live in Edo. I receive feedback from them.
If you don't know the state, I'm going somewhere. So if you really don't know the happenings in Edo, so it's unfair for you to just criticize the way you have done.
No, I didn't
Thank you.
criticize him. I didn't criticize him. The issue is that you have the right to choose whatever you want to choose, but I am not trying to downplay his achievement. But I'm talking about my own governor's achievement. But the little I know about Edo and what I used to see in Edo, the last time I traveled towards Edo, I see some signboard trying to indicate that this road is a federal road and doesn't belong to the state. I saw it. I was laughing. How can a governor come out and put a signboard that this is a major road that Edo people fly almost every day? So just for you to run out of not to take a responsibility, just have to go and print a signboard to put in a major road to indicate that this road is not a state road. This is a federal road. I begin to laugh. I was in a vehicle. It's almost everywhere. But the road that Alex Oti did within few months that connect Port Harcourt and Aba, it's almost a federal road. He knows the importance of that road to Aba people. So he doesn't need to wait for the federal to come and do the work. You understand? That's how serious government works. That's how it works. This road is the major road of your people are applying that road. So now you have to go and print a billboard and put it in the center of the road to tell Edo people, oh, this is not my work.
No,
This
Mr.
is a federal road
Mr.
work.
Kene,
So
you're
it
going
doesn't
too
look
far.
to me
Let's not
as
start criticizing. Because if we want to criticize, the question I ask you is, are you willing to relocate to Abia State?
I'm willing now. Abia is my close state now. I travel to Abia now.
Are you willing
I'm from
to relocate?
Southeast.
Because you said you're in Lagos. So if your state is so good within the 8 months, by now you would have told us, in fact, you're going back to Abia State. That's what I would be expecting. So let's keep it to the discussion.
We are talking about the achievement of our
Mr. Ekene, we are used to obedience coming on platforms to just run their mouth. So let's just keep it to what we know and can really defend. Let's leave it at that.
I will say, Mr. Osa, Mr. Ekene, I will say, Mr. Ekene, you have come, you have told us about Mr. Oti's achievements, and we didn't criticize or we didn't ask questions. But I would like to ask, do you know of Mr. Obaseki's achievements? Or because you saw a signboard that you drove past and you think other places have been left all abandoned? Because why I say this, let me finish, please. I say this, Mr. Obaseki is an outgoing governor. He has done 8 years of his time. And Mr. Oti has just come. And we believe, yes, you say Mr. Oti has done a lot in a short time. But he has not done 4 years for us to say, okay, in that 4-year span, he has achieved so much. Doing things in 6 months, what about he stops the achievement by December? And again, when we see roads are not supposed to be, like, we call them cosmetic. We have talked about it in the program before. So I don't think we should be judging governors or rating governors with roads alone. It is a good achievement. It is proper because people have to move from point A to point B. But these are what these men do. They use roads and renovated buildings to put as an achievement on the table. That should no longer be a yardstick. It should no longer be in a country, there must be roads. And the government must work on roads from taxpayers' money. If there are no other policies you can put in place apart from building roads and schools, then you don't deserve to be a governor. Sometimes people who applaud salaries being paid or pensions being paid. It is not, those are automatic, those are things that should be a norm in any society. When people work, they should earn. So when they say a governor pays salaries, it is not he has done nothing. Because people have worked and they ought to be paid. When roads are being made, it is simple. The governor is not doing the roads for people to pass. He goes through those roads too. So when we want to talk about achievements, I like it when people say, yes, the road from here to... we have all abroad is it's our fingertips. All of us we have gone to foreign places. You are not even in Ghana. People talk about those as achievements, but it's okay. I like the fact that we are all educating ourselves. So, Mr. Ekene, I think you should, apart from that signboard you have seen, I know people. Yes, people condemn. It's easy to condemn what a governor has done in any state. Nigerians. Opposition, even in Abia State now, the opposition will say, yes, they would have done better than OT is doing. I'm not saying OT has not done anything, but I'm saying opposition would always say, or their supporters will come and say, yes, they had a plan to do better than what OT is doing. There's always opposition that says the current or the incumbent is not proper until they come in and they become disastrous. But
Okay.
We should bring those things that we
I'm not criticizing Obaseki for his. I'm not criticizing him, but I'm bringing the fact of what I have said and the people that I know that live in Edo and the feedback I had from them. You understand? So I'm speaking from that point of view. So, but that doesn't mean that he didn't do anything for 8 years. He might have do something little or nothing. You understand? So, but all I know that he might have done something. You understand? So, but the fact still remains that we have a governor that if you go to the state today, within the space of 9 months, people are shouting, is this how governance is? So we have been into the hand of looters for the past close to 20 years. That's the testimony you see in Aba. You understand? So let me give you, for example, you can just Google it. You can just Google it. In the past 9 months or 8 months, apart from Lagos State, the only state that attracted foreign direct investment is only Abia State. The highest. You understand? It's a record. Just check it. And today they have geometric plant working. A lot of investment are flowing back to Aba. You understand? After the geometric plant started working, some Chinese company that wants to open a tire company in Aba State, they went there. The discussion is ongoing. The train station is on design part now. Very soon they will conclude. So all these things are.
This is a Labour Party agenda, right?
Yes. So we want to.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
We want that to become our mantra in every state. We want to make a bold statement in every state for people to know that Labour Party or obedience no they play. We are for good governance. So even if Olumide Apata goes there and wants to mess up Edo people, we will drag him out and pull him out of that seat. That's what obedience is. So he knows the job he's getting. He knows that if he there wins that seat, he's in a tight corner. So he has no option than to perform. Okay. So that's our message. So Edo people should accept our message and give us Olumide Apata for Nigerians to shine. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ekene. Thank you very much. Mr. Koko has had his hands up all along. Thank you, Mr. Ekene. I want you to always come to the program because you are giving us more information about things around the country. But I need to answer one. I need to ask you one last question, and it has to be very, very fast. Your answer should be very fast. Is it true that they have 24 hours light in Aba? Yes or no? Mr. Ekene, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Is there 24 hours light in Aba? Yes or no? That is just what I want from you.
Yes, in about 7 local governments.
Okay, every home, every business, every church, mosque,
yes,
has 24 hours light.
In 7 local governments. Not in all. Yes, in about 7 local governments.
7 local governments. Okay, thank you very much for your answer. I will do a verification on that. I'll do a fact check, but it's okay. I thank you for your answers. Next, we have I think We have someone. We have Mr. Concord in the house. Mr. Concord, are you still there to talk about?
My co-host,
Yes,
sorry, before you go to Coco, we have a guest in the house, Chief Obasogie, the Obasogie of Benin Kingdom, Inogi Obasogie. Please, you are welcome to the studio. You can unmute and say one or two things.
thank you very much, my brother. I really appreciate.
Welcome, Mr. Chief Obasogie. Thank you for taking time out to come to the show.
Thank you very much. I don't know if I'm allowed to speak. I just want to throw a light, some light into what I've been listening to you all, and I took our time to get some points from what you guys have really talked about. And I must confess, this is a very good initiative. I must applaud you guys for coming up with such a laudable initiative to talk about how do we improve, on what is actually going on at the moment in our state. It shows that you guys are passionate about it. And if you can spare me a minute or two, I would like to just reflect a bit on what you people have been talking about, based on my own experience. One, as a Benin man, and two, as a chief, a high-class chief from the palace of the Oba of Benin. So.
Yes, you can proceed. Yes, Chief. You can. Yes, the floor is yours. Please proceed.
Thank you very much. Given the scorecard of Mr. Godwin Obaseki, I would say in his own way, he has done a bit okay. He has brought a little bit of light into our economic system. Making us to see every reason why we can thrive in our digital economic system that Nigerians are gradually embracing now, which is tech. But there's something that I've noticed about most of our past governors and the present governor. It is not what you want to give to the people, rather it is what the people want. You can't give me transformer, you can't give me town hall when I want transformer in my community. I will not appreciate it. You get? Yes, he's done well. He refurbished the secretariat. He has been doing some 1 or 2 roads and all of that. But I think what the people really want is accessibility, because in Benin as a whole, we have one of the best road network in Benin, in Nigeria. So just focus on one particular area to me does not really make sense. Like for instance, now I live at Boba Hill, Abo Park. This side they don't even talk about it at all. We don't have good roads. We don't have no access. If you are coming all the way from Ring Road to Boba Hill, you spend like an hour or two at Boba Hill traffic there, when you can easily just create an access point all the way from Boba Hill to St. Saviour, which will ease the traffic flow. So to me, I think it's high time. I'm happy that there are new ones coming on board. It's high time. They should change their pattern. Not going to the market to buy corn on the street, meet market women. No, change the pattern. Reach out to the people. What do you want me to do for you? And you don't have to wait till, because I met with Olumide Akpata. We had one-on-one, and he was able to convince me on the things he did while he was the NBA president and all of that. I was quite convinced that yes, he has a plan for those states. The same thing with Asa Igodao. They have really, been able to capture the heart of many with their plans. But my main concern is this: why must you wait till your election period or your campaign period before you start to do things? You can hear from the man from Abia State. He's so proud. He's so proud that I'm from Abia State. Look at what my governor is doing. Look at his scorecard in 9 months. I don't know if that is someone that has passion to want to develop his state.
Chief, he's actually from Anambra State.
Anambra State.
Yes.
Okay,
but because the governor of Abia State is Labour and he is obedient So he has adopted that as a
No, sir. I would disagree with that, sir. I'm not just hearing this from this man. In fact, the issue of the 24 hours light I'm hearing from other people that Abia State has 24 hours light.
I asked him a question and he gave me, but that is not fact. It is not fact that they have 24 hours light. There's a project.
But I heard it from other channels too.
Yes, that's no channels. No. There's light. Yes, there's this project that they have unleashed that has been on for 20 years. There's no way obedience labor should take credence from such a project. The project is from a man from Enugu State. He was a sole financier. I've forgotten his name. Mr. Peter Agu actually told me his name to something Naji. He is the prime financier for that project. But Abia State is lucky to have this go on. And it is not a fact that it is 24 hours light. There's improvement in light, and they are going to work on these things first with the business hubs before it goes round. So they are in the works to make this happen. Not like it has started, like people are celebrating it.
But there's been a test run already, and there's a project ongoing, and it's going to an advanced stage, right? Yes. So there's an improvement. But the thing is this: we have been hearing of Oshomo power plant for the past 8 years, and we don't even know. We're not even seeing him. We are not even feeling the impact. I'm not feeling the impact. The street lights that they say they brought in, they stopped at Ipoba Hill. They stopped at Ipoba Hill. It only worked for just a few weeks. Until date, it's not working now.
What part of Ipoba Hill, sir? Please, what part of Ipoba Hill?
You have passion to do it, not because you want to use to play politics. Now you would when it's time for election, you bring in people, employ them, give them appointment because you want them to vote for you. We should stop doing things like that. We should learn to be transparent with what we want to do. I'm not criticizing it. I'm not a politician, right? I'm not criticizing his government, right? Obaseki has tried in his own ways, but at the same time, we need to talk to him. There are things that we have been hearing from the first campaign, the first tenure, till date, we are still not getting the value for it. Talk about safety. Abia State is able to do what they are able to do now because there's security. But in Benin, we're not safe. There's a lot of court clashes everywhere. People are killing, the youth are dying. So what are we doing about it? People are living in those states. People are living in those states. Can we attract investors like that? The first thing they talk about is insecurity. As I speak to you now, I know how much I buy diesel every day to run my plant. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So what of those that cannot afford it? The only job we can boastfully say that is accessible to, that we know that anybody can easily apply to, is Edo State Security Network, vigilantes. We have our youth carrying guns everywhere. It's risky. It's risky. So there is a problem in Benin that needs to be fixed. He has tried in the area of in the civil service. He has done massively well. He has been able to reform our civil service system. He has been able to redesign our secretariat. He has done massively well in that area. He has been able to bring technology into the system. Beautiful, right? But the truth, me that I'm talking to you, sir, right? I have been able to enroll 20 indigents, to enroll them for NECO SSC. To write NECO SSC, I went to a school, I met a young girl crying because her parents could not afford to enroll her for NECO SSC. And guess what? I did that enrollment for her free of charge, and that girl came out with distinctions. So now, as low as 20,000 naira, you can enroll a child. I wrote a proposal to the Edo State government. Let the Edo State government give us scholarships. Let us enroll these kids. Let's give, even if it's 1,000, let's enroll them. Let's go to public schools. Let's look for, identify those that cannot afford it. What did they say? They said no. That project didn't fly. Because how will the government benefit? The thing is, how will the government benefit? Must the government benefit in everything? No. So we should stop that attitude of how do we benefit? What I say, Rodao does not need to get to government to do things, to tie roads. I must commend Olumide Akpata. You know, he has done a lot of projects. He's not yet the governor, but he's doing a lot of projects. I'm not saying I'm supporting him or not, but when I see things that are good, I commend on it.
Are you sorry? Yes, Chief. Have you used your level of elite to get across with the governor? Have you spoken to the governor several times about this abandoned people or the way you want, from the ideas you have? Have you ever spoken?
Let me give you a clip of what happened. I wrote a proposal to the Edo State governor, right? And I said, "Is that time we clean up Edo State? Is that time we generate wealth in waste recycling?" So now we have a lot of plastics on the ground, plastic can, sachets, and all of that. We can actually get these plastics, recycle them, and produce, and then we can export. I gave out a plan. I wrote a proposal. I sent it to I gave to the governor. The governor minted on it, referred it to the Ministry of Environment. I had a meeting with the Commissioner of Environment at that time, with some with some directors. After the meeting, they were all very, very pleased, and they applauded, and they said they will make a recommendation. And then they now sent it to the board of the Waste Management Board. I met with the guy, and I spoke with the guy. This is what I had some investors that were ready to come in from the US to help us redesign our waste management system, and then have a recycling company in Edo State that will create jobs, and that will clean up the state, and then we can produce and export. Guess what? The guy turned me down. In fact, the then commissioner was so arrogant, was so rude, he turned me down. And then the guy spoke to me, and the waste management board guy spoke to me and told me, "Oh, where you have these things all going, and this, oh, where is it now?" I even wrote in my proposal, I told the governor, I said, we need to set up a task force whereby we can checkmate people that dump things on the floor, and then they can be fined, or they'll be given community service to clean up a particular area. And then let's have a contract. Let's create a waste bin that cannot be removed in strategic places in Benin Metropolis. This in a nutshell will help us clean up the environment, right? And at the same time, gather this waste produce, recycle them, and start to produce something. This will create jobs. At the end of the day, it was turned down. And let me tell you something, sir. These people are now gathering these plastic cans, having all these imagery to gather plastic cans. They are now they will gather them and then export them out to sell. Where does that money come to? We don't even account for it. Whereby Lagos is making a whole lot of money, they are generating a whole lot of revenue from waste recycling. There are a lot of things that I wrote a proposal to the state government that a place like Igun Street should be closed. Should be a tourist walkway where people can pay money, go in, and even if you don't want, you pay money at the gate. You walk in, should be a walkthrough. Go to Igun Street. I went to Igun Street with a foreigner. I saw our own brother criticizing our own the effort of a man who was to buy something from, saying that money is too expensive. How much is this? And I went straight to him. I said, you must be very stupid. You know the effort it took this man to make this. If you go to this man's country and it tells you to pay $1,000 for this, won't you pay? And I told my person, billing any amount. And what they were supposed to buy for 100,000, they ended buying it for more than 400,000, and the credit went to him. So to me, I did a whole lot we can do. Go and look at the moat. Look at the moat in Benin. If we're to be other countries, you will see that would be a nice tourist center for people to go to. The most respected artifact in the world is the face of Idia, Queen Idia Yesige. Tell me, how many people know where Queen Idia is from? They don't even know her village. They don't even know her tomb. They don't even know nothing about her. But just in a movie as Black Panther, the highest Marvel movie in the world, at that then, Benin was mentioned. So all these things, we look at Dubai, for instance. Dubai is making a whole lot of money from tourism. Benin is known as a home of tourism, a home of culture. How well have we been able to utilize that? Can people even come into Benin? We have a lot of places. We have an Oba who is respected all over the world. How well do we as Benin's value? So these are things we need to look. These are things that if I have to meet with the new candidate, the new party candidate, I will talk to them. These are areas we need to look at. You will see an Akwa Ibom man will tell you, I love Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom is clean. Akwa Ibom is this. Akwa Ibom is that. It is start from a gradual process, and they got the right channel, and they are working on it. Just like we are talking about Abia State now. In the next few years, Abia will become something else, and everybody wants to go to Abia State. What do we have to say about? I'm not really interested in whether Anisha man becomes the governor and Archie man becomes the governor and all of that. I'm not really interested in that. My interest is who will come and develop Edo State. We are tired.
Chief Obasoge, in politics, I want to say something. I thank you.
Yes,
You have given us, I like it when people, I enjoy the fact that you gave us a real life scenario. You gave us what we don't know. You told us you are giving facts. But in politics, let us be very honest and candid. Everybody make promises.
Yes.
The person is from top or bottom. Everybody says when they're out or when they're not in power or when they're not holding that position, they see the remedy or they see the solution to every problem. So they're easy to tell you, yes, when I go here, I will make magic. When I do this, and there's one thing I know, they listen to everybody. They listen to 1,000,001 problems and tell the people, everybody, it will be solved. Again, 8 years is not a long time to do miracles.
Yeah.
Years is not a long time to do miracles. There's no governor that will come for 8 years that will touch everything, because any governor that comes into a power or comes into power and thinks he can touch every aspect will end up not doing anything. So what some governors do, I believe, they come and they start a project. They start something that they can finish and try to put other policies in place so that if there is continuity, it will propel the progress. You feel what I'm saying? So now that we can also commend Obaseki. We can say, Obaseki, I'm not campaigning here. I am not campaigning. Like you have said, I am indifferent about where the good or the great person is going to come from. As long as he or she can make Edo what it used to be when we were growing up. A serene, secure, friendly, business-like environment.
The truth of the matter, sir, where we got it all wrong,
Yes.
the truth of the matter, let's be sincere with ourselves, they have reduced the powers of the local government. The local government cannot do serious projects anymore. In those days, you see a councillor, You know, they have been assigned a project. A councillor will boastfully tell you that I can tie this street. Because the councillors are the ones that are close to the communities. The local government chairmen are the ones that are close to the local government. They know the sufferings of the local government. They know the pains. But the challenge we are having in this our state now is everything is centered around the executive, the government house. I know what I'm saying. Empower these local governments, empower the local government council. Let them give them targets. Give them target that in this period you have to do this, and let's see how far they will go about it. The councillor cannot even boast of putting a borehole in a community. They cannot. The councillors are totally handicapped. The local government chairmen are handicapped. The local government cannot even boast that he can even build a primary school. How many primary schools can they build? Because they don't get the money that they're supposed to get. So empower these people. We meet the money that's supposed to go to them. Let it get to them and give them a target. Because these are the people close to us as a people. Because the governor cannot be everywhere. He cannot do everything. That's just a simple truth. That is the challenge we are facing in our state.
But Chief Obasogie, I know you are grounded in Edo State. I know I know your palace. And are you in one-on-one with the chairman of your local government, which I believe is Okoba?
I know him very well.
Okay, do you relate with him, and does he tell you the challenges?
Very well. Before he came again, I spoke with him. If you go to the back of Ogbeson here where we live, people have left their homes. People have left their homes. If you see the massive gully erosion there, okay, you cannot even walk through. You cannot even drive through it. Their houses are being demolished. People have left their home. They've relocated. And I spoke to him. We even went to do a video. And I said, look at where we are living. There's a big problem here. And he said it will take about 100 and something million to do it. Now he cannot. Imagine the council chairman telling me he cannot implement a project by 100 and something million. And therefore, people have to suffer because it does not have such amount of money. And of course, the government is not going to come here when there are other bigger projects in GRA, Ring Road, and all of that. He's not going to come to Ogbeson. What is he really getting from here? But guess what? The people are suffering. I will tell you something. I use my own personal money sometimes to even walk on my road here. I use my own personal money to even put a solar street light on my street here. Look at the one that Oshomole, it was given to Oshomole, then the Kuneden gully erosion. And the prayer was for him to even tie this old road down. It was abandoned. So many times they are promised us that they are coming to tie it. They are coming to work on it. See here, nothing. When it rains, this is serious erosion. And you think I'll wake up one morning and my brother, the matter is when I wake up in the morning and I see how bad my road is, even if you put interlock ties on the street of in GRA or in Ring Road, I will still feel bad because my side is not been up. I've not benefited from it. When I go to the town, when I go past your Baba supply and I see street light working, my side does not have street lights, and I'm sad about it. So at the end of this, when I'm coming all the way from Ring Road every day and I pass Uba Hill, if you live in Benin, you know what I'm talking about, right? That place is jam-packed. Now Guinness did their part. It's just a small space for you to put an overhead bridge and link it up to St. Savior. That is not too much for the government to do. And the people from St. Savior can easily access Uba Hill to totally reduce the traffic flow in Uba Slope there. Nothing has been done about it. When I look at Uba River, my brother, when I look at Uba River, I weep because we can turn that place to a tourist site whereby we can dredge that river, create a lot of things there. I even made a suggestion, sir.
Dredge the river again. I thought the river was dredged in the early.
Those are just mere talk. No, I don't know water in Lagos. I don't know my what in Lagos. Go and look at what they are doing even in the Eco-Atlantic. Look at what they are doing in the Eco-Atlantic. Why did they die? Let's forget about all those things. We need to develop our state. When you are up there, when you're in the plane, when you are arriving Benin, just look down and see how dirty it is. We can't turn up. I won't make a suggestion. Why would you go and push up right in Saple Road? Why can't you push up right in Ipoba Slope there? Let me tell you something. Ipoba Slope is the access point in Benin, whether we like it or not. Those going to the east, those going to the north. That's the access point.
Yeah, it's an access point, but Saple Road leads to the riverine part of the country too.
It leads to the riverine part of the country, but I will tell you that Ipoba Slope leads to the economic part of the country, where the money is coming from.
Well,
why can't you just drive through Ipoba Slope at night and see the beauty in Edo State, in Benin? Why can't we develop it? Why can't we create another estate in there? Why going to Saple Road and start out? When you're in a place like Lagos, right? You can't really differentiate between the mainland and island. Some people will tell you that they prefer to live on the mainland than island. But when you're in Benin here, when you tell somebody to come to Ipoba, say no, but I can't live in that place is a village. Everybody wants to live in Jare, Saple Road, Sapmamba Road, Airport Road. Why can't we expand?
I think yes, I know that a lot of people, yes.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Why can't we expand? The Saple Road is congested. You are still putting shop right there. Bring it here. Go to Asaba. Go to Warri. As far entering Warri, you are seeing shop right. It's the truth. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of areas.
Other things can be put in. Really, yes. To be very factual, other things can be put in Ipoba Hill. They can put another ShopRite in Ipoba Hill because ShopRite doesn't have to be one; it can be multiple.
Of course.
But
why not?
Are we not going to just say maybe it's a gradual process because the governor has to start from his own circle. When I mean circle, he is at Osadebe Avenue. That is the GRA part.
Yes.
That's why I say maybe, and when he wants to start development, he will start from his home or that before he expands. So I'm not saying that you are not right.
How was it, man? How was it, man?
Yes, we cannot. Are we going to compare Lagos? Are we going to? We cannot compare Lagos.
That is the problem that we are facing now. In those days when I was growing up, sir, people leave Lagos to come to Benin to relax. Benin was a relaxation center.
Yes, I was a part of that. Yes.
So what I was saying. So imagine if we have developed on that. So we are rich. We in Benin, we are rich. There are a lot of things I cannot disclose, right? But I will tell you that with what God has given to us, are you aware that Oben generates the highest gas in the whole of Africa? Benin that we live in generate the highest gas. Now, gas. Find out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Benin, your own state.
Including
as I speak to you now, the world is gradually leaving petroleum. They are entering gas. Gas is now the major commodity now. So why can't we develop on that, sir? How can we be the highest developer of gas and then we don't have lights?
But anyways,
I don't know if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, Chief, you have done so well.
We have oil. We have oil in our state. We have oil in our state. We have oil in Oriomo. We have oil in Ovia. We have oil in Ibubaha. Go make your findings. But how well have this? Go and look at our communities where they have oil. Go look at how they are suffering. By the special grace of God, by the special grace of God, I am the chairman committee on PIA to the Palace of the Oba of Benin. So I meet with the communities every day. I meet with the oil companies every day, and I feel their pain. It's sad. Can we continue to live like this? So would you tell ourselves the truth?
Yes, you have spoken from you have really broken it down, and I like it. That is what I think some people from other parts of the states are even complaining about. Someone that lives in Urekpe, someone that lives in Ubiaja, or and other places. I know, but I think governance or building starts from a foundation, and it goes up to the roofing level. So we can always say the progress has not come to us, but if we can see that there is progress being made, I think sometimes patience has to play a role. I think and I hope, but the promises, I don't fall for it. I don't fall for promises. I would rather
Yes,
take a Turkey have baked development than somebody coming to tell me he's going to turn water to wine. And I would
yes.
rather what the little I've seen. So I want to believe that Obaseki has a long-term plan, even though he's not going to achieve it. I'm not campaigning for the PDP. I'm not campaigning for
Yes,
Mr. Governor
yes.
Obaseki. I'm only campaigning that whoever becomes governor of Edo State should continue from where this development, the slight ones that we have
No,
seen,
sir. No,
continue.
sir. With all due respect, no, sir. We don't want that.
Okay, you
Whoever
don't
is
want
coming
AG
in,
to
no,
yes,
no. Whoever is coming in, I don't care whoever comes in, but whoever is coming in, if you are just going to embark on 2 projects for 4 years, tell us and finish it. Don't tell us I'm doing roads, I'm doing hospital, I'm doing school, I'm doing that. At the end of the day, everything is halfway. When Obaseki came, he told us about Gelegele support, right? There were lots of talks, MOU, and all of that. Till today, not then modular refinery, Oshomo power plant, and all of that. So if you, the only thing I will really score Obaseki for that, I know that each time I see it, I'm proud. I'm a proud Benin man. Is the fact that he has been able to stabilize our economy. One in Edo State, like improve on the revenue, and then the reforming of our the civil service system. People can now go to work. They are now hungry to go to work to access and all of that. I really appreciate him for that. He has done massively well for that. And if that's the only thing he has done for us, fine. Thank you for it. But whoever is coming in should don't tell me you want to continue for Obaseki. Stop. No, don't continue from there. Because we are still going to have unfinished projects. Tell us what you want to do for 4 years. If there are only 2 projects, if it's roads, do the roads and go. Or do the roads, and the next 4 years, if you win again, tell us you want to build schools. Don't tell us you want to do this, you want to do that. At the end of the day, everything is scattered. I don't want that.
Okay, thank you, Thank you, Chief Obasogie. It is beautiful to have you in the house. You have educated us. You have brought a lot of attention to the table and a lot of points on development because you are grounded and you have felt that even with your level of elite, you still feel the pain and the development has not come around you and your people. I thank you for coming to the show. I would want you, yes, this is your home. Please don't, every time, because most times some of us are in diaspora. And when we have shows like this, we need people that that even speak with the governor, can speak to politicians. We need people like that here to tell
My
us.
brother, I'm not afraid of anybody. I will speak my mind. I'm telling you the truth, I will speak my mind.
That is
Like when, sorry to cut you, sir. Like when the governor came to pay me a visit when I just lost my dad, I told him, I said you need to work on the health system. I said if we had a good ambulance in Ipobai here, or we have a good healthcare system in Ipobai here, my dad would have still been alive. In the whole of Benin, it's only UPT that have the ICU unit.
Yeah. But is it? Sorry for your loss. Sorry to hear about
So I told him, I said we need to work on it. If all he needed was something to electrify him, to bring him back. He had a cardiac arrest. That was all he needed. So when we talk like this, most of us, we talk because we are pained, because a lot of things have happened to us. And we see that these are things that they are necessity. There are things that we're not supposed to cry for. There are things we're not supposed to beg for. The government should stop having this feeling that they are doing us a favor. They are here to serve. And even if you tie my road now, it's your duty to tie my road. Don't feel like you are doing me a favor. It's your duty. That's why you were voted into power.
Those are basics. Those are taxpayer. That is the
Yes,
reason why
sir.
we pay taxes for basic amenities.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, my co-host, before you move on, my co-host. Thank you, everybody who they watch us from YouTube. Make gonna click thumbs up, like this sign, and share. And people with their Facebook, make gonna click like and share, so that the algorithm go to spread the information so that we know people know so we dey on air. This show na for you, for everybody, for those people. Make who feel the talk of the problem where they happen. So right now, please, if you dey on YouTube, click thumbs up. Then if you dey on Facebook, click like and share. Thank you. Continue, my co-host.
Okay, I was just telling Mr. Chief Obasoge. Sorry, I keep saying Mr. Chief Obasoge. I'm thanking you.
It's okay.
I want you to come to the show. This is a regular show, and so that you can tell us. So you can be the link for the message of the people to the government, because
No, the truth.
I know that's how you tell them when you see them. So and as you have said on the comment section, a lot of people have thanked you. They have said, yes, you are speaking. Or even though some people think that you are just speaking for Edo, I can imagine how other places the people feel this pain. But again, like I said, you have still commended the governor for his good deeds.
Of course, I mean, there are things that he has done really well. He has tried,
Yes.
and there are areas that he has also, he needs to improve on.
Yes.
There's still enough time for him to do it. So I feel that there's a lot to be improved on in Benin. But my biggest worries is the fact that is the insecurity in Edo State, and if that is not looked into, it will cause a very big problem for us in the future, because everybody's leaving.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, Chief Obasoge. This discussion we have done 2 hours is just on the first topic. The second topic is going to be brief. Yes, because sometimes we come here, we sit here for 3 hours, and we have to shut it down because we can't do more than 3 hours on the show. It might get people to digest afterwards. So the next part of this show, the next topic is on Godfatherism, tribalism, and youth involvement. Godfatherism, tribalism, and youth involvement. I know before I say this, we had Concord and Mr. in the house. Mr. Concord, you have a contribution. I actually called you earlier, but you didn't respond. Mr.
No,
Concord,
I was here. You lead me to Inogi. Inogi, long may you live.
Okay, Mr. Chief Obasoge, Mr. Concord is passing a message of remark.
Thank you very much, my brother. I agree especially.
So, Mr. Concord, what do you have to say? Give us your
contribution. What I wanted to add to what I've been said. I'm glad that we have somebody like Inogie coming to the group. I was speaking to somebody.
So please, point of correction, sir. I am not an Inogie. I am a high-class chief from the palace of the Oba of Benin.
Okay, chief.
Being an Inogie is different from, being a high-class chief from the palace of Benin.
Okay, the chief. I'm glad we have somebody like him in our group. I was speaking to one of our friends who we all grew up together, who is a very close friend to the local government chairman of Ege, Ogbemudia. because we all grew
Yeah.
up together. And I was speaking with him to see if, in fact, I sent him this link so he can send it to again, because we want somebody, Chief said he knows his local government chairman. We want people like that to be able to come into this platform and speak to us, because we are in diaspora, and tell us the state of their local government and areas that we also can also help and improve in. I said this in our first meeting that I hope that this space is not just for political space only, for us to criticize or encourage politicians, but also to see how we can also come together as group and also develop our state as well, because it will not be a bad idea if we find 20 or 40 people in this group coming together as partnership, saying that, you know what, we are coming to Edo State, we want to establish healthcare, or we want to do this, regardless of what the governor or the government of the day is doing, to see how we can also contribute our quarter to the development of the state. By so doing that, we'll be able to improve our state and make our state the way we want it to be. Most of us here, we know that it is not really the governor that does a lot of development in the state. What the governor does is just to provide an enable environment, road security, and then private individual comes and develop the state. And I hope we can be able to do that and tap into that from this platform as well. But going back to what I really wanted to say from the beginning, we have been focusing on PDP, APC. Now we are adding Labour Party to it. I wanted to also throw out that there is an underdog candidate is NNPP. Okay, I was looking at his profile a few days ago. In fact, I from what I've been able to gather, is the second man in charge of Omega Fire Ministry,
What's his
which is
name? What's his name?
Pastor. I will find his name and I'll put it in the comment section.
Please.
He's a pastor and he's the second man in command with the Omega Fire Ministry, Suleiman. This guy, just like what Chief said, he was able to pay 20 people to enroll them in ECHO. This guy every year is doing thousands of things in Benin and in Edo State at large. Okay, so I look at him as an underdog because, if he's able to have those kind of followers, those people will be able to go into the village, into the creek for somebody like that. So it's something that I wanted to put to the house so we can also talk about him, because we have been talking about these three people. We know those three people are the key people, but there are other people that are on the ground really working, helping their community, developing their community in one way or the other. That we shouldn't just sleep on those people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Konko. Thank you for your information and the innovative initiative that you brought together. About 40 people coming together and doing this healthcare. Are you a medical doctor? Or do we have medical doctors in this place?
Oh, I'm a businessman.
No, sometimes hospitals are big, but they are not doctors. That is the problem. Some doctors want to earn pounds and dollars. Some doctors don't want to work for government hospitals because they feel they have attained they have earned a big title, and a federal government paying job is too small for them. That is it. So those things bring setback in certain places. If we can, building a big hospital does not require the best doctors. We can have the biggest hospitals in the country. But what about the doctors? How many medical students graduate every year? How many doctors are ready to work in Benin? How many doctors, even if when they work, their private clinics are up to standard? Why do our hospitals smell Izal and detergent? Is that how hospitals are around the world? So those are the things. Is personnel. Personnel. You can build the biggest airports in the world, but the personnel you need to make it boom, nonsense. So the personnel has to. Sometimes we blame government for certain things, but the personnel is the most important thing. You can buy an ambulance, and I'm not Chief Obasogie, I'm not referring to what you have said. I feel very sad that a heart shocking machine is not on inside in our ambulances. But honestly, our ambulances in Nigeria are not even equipped. Some ambulances you see in foreign lands are more equipped than our hospitals. We have issues. You go to the police station, you want to lay a complaint, they tell you to buy a sheet of paper that you have to write your statement. So those are this is personnel. Those are the things we should watch. We should think about. When we say us coming, are we going? We are not medical doctors. We are not. Some of us are not even in the science field. So if we put hospitals or 5 dispensaries, who are we going to put there? And is it the same kind of a nurse that gave Mohbad the injection without cross-checking if he had setbacks in his health? So sometimes we have to forget about the governance and talk about the governed. The people are responsible, and we are, whether we like it or not, we are a piece of our political elites. That they think like us when they were in our positions, when they got up there, they thought they rolled the dice and they said, well, I was against this, but now let me just get what I want from it. And I hope it doesn't go further, because every part is a complaint. Every part. We should know it comes to the humans. It's not about the infrastructure or the equipment. It is the humans. Cars don't beat light. Human beings driving those cars beat light. That is it. So when we say we want to do some things, I always weigh the options. I'm not being an orator here. Let me go to Tupo as the next. Tupo, are you in the house? So give us your you had your
my co-host, sorry. Yeah, I think Tupo have gone before and you had his hands up. I think Mr. Kennedy, Kennedy Gareba is there since.
Yes, yes, because I'm actually using the chat, like
Okay. I know. I actually to acknowledge it.
Mr. Gareba, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming today. Are you with us?
I think it's not.
No, even if he is, okay, let's go to the next topic. We are talking about Godfatherism. It's going to be brief because we're almost hitting the 10-hour mark. Okay, I'm going to skip that Godfatherism part. Let's go to insecurity, because Chief Obasogie has spoke about insecurity before, and all of us, from what we see in the media space, what we see in the news, insecurity is a terrible thing. Even when Mr. Ekene spoke about one of the achievements from Abia State, he spoke about security, how security has been enhanced, and it is a part of which we all know security is a part. It's a major part in development in all form of life, whether it's your own personal security, whether it's the extra security and more. How are we going to bridge to this security? Do we need the house, whatever house, to pass a bill that all police and security personnel be returned to their barracks and offices, so that our politicians can know that security needs to be in place? Because when we talk about insecurity, it is obvious, or it seems they don't see it from the perspective we see it. Because every day, one man, he has 4 military men with guns and extra magazines, probably bulletproof vehicles, and high-speed drivers. So when we talk of insecurity, he seems to be like, I live in the city state. What is the insecurity all about? Why is it getting worse? So I'd like us to talk about this. Let's use the remaining 30 minutes of our time to discuss insecurity, security development. I don't know. How do I go about it? Who do I start with? Obasoke, do you want to start?
Okay, let me.
Sorry, my chief, sorry, before you move on, let me quickly add
Yes,
one
sir.
cent to what you talk.
Yeah.
Some people they get concerned say about what you talk and on the development for those states. Some people they take concern say that maybe not presently because it now do initiative change the yes the on development how you will use the English like me and Pidgin they speak. It did every sector for those states. Those central get their own problem for they get their own for their body. How much you get their own for their body? Government never
Yes.
reach those places. So we want them to come. I don't want to I'm not come on to talk. You see,
No,
high chief now.
even in my statement, I made mention of Edo State. I didn't just say Benin. Like,
Yes,
I
yes,
can't. You can't even go to the Abuja by road. The roads are bad.
yes,
I don't know if you get
yes,
what I'm saying. So
yes,
people are saying. I went to Edo North. I went to again the border and the rest of them. I saw what Oshomole did in that town. I had to pray for him. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. You know.
yes.
Now, at least okay, good enough. We have two Edo Central persons, running the race, and we have Edo South,
Yeah,
another person
chief, hold
running the
on,
race.
chief, hold on, chief, hold on, please.
Yeah.
Just quick one. Yeah, so people for the central they complain to Uromi is a mess. I get friends from Uromi. I get my uncle do Uromi.
Yes.
My aunt is Uromi. This is a mess, no development for that area. And we get
Yes.
people from Auchi. My in-law are from Auchi. My younger sister married from Auchi. Fuga precisely. It's a mess too. So now every corner is problem there. And we want make
Yes.
people they speak out. The high chief come out here, stick it all. To speak, he uses area as a point of reference. So that means he's talking for everybody. He's not just talking for only
Yeah.
Benin
Yeah.
City. This is for everybody.
So
Meanwhile, anyway, the insecurity matter. Joseph Day here, Joseph Beg, indicate if you want to talk because the topic they hot now and we'll soon round up. Indicate or mute if you want to say anything before Chief continue. Joseph Onoko, thank you. My co-host, over to you.
No, you say Joseph. Somebody say Joseph now. Joseph, unmute yourself and please proceed.
Yeah,
Unmute
I'm trying
yourself.
to unmute and okay.
We can hear
Hello.
you now. We can hear you now.
Yes. Good evening, my chief host and my co-host and Ipadomo, Elder.
Eguatuo.
Domo sir,
He's
Ipadomo
talking to you.
Domo. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me digress on the insecurity issues. On that insecurity, the state governor has tried to some extent. He has done. He has done well. And security, as we can see, is for everybody. If you see anybody who is doing something is not right around your area, report to the authorities. But because you can't, because you are part of it, nobody reports to the authorities. So that is why the security became very rampant in Edo State, because the people who live in the state, they are part of the problem of security. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Sorry, no,
So that is why.
Mr. Joseph, sorry, we don't understand. Please,
Yes,
can
sir.
you break it down? Can you break it down? When you say insecurity,
Okay.
insecurity varies in several issues. There are sometimes you see
In
people
several yes.
public property out of for jester reasons. You say, okay, there are some people killing people. Why do you say people killing people when they come around to kill people in
No,
broad daylight?
people
Everybody is part of it.
People killing people is in Edo State. In Edo State, we don't. I think to some extent we don't experience that. What we experience in Edo State is cultism and little robbery, small thieves. If you find out somebody doing something around your area and you report to the authority, I think it will stop. But because the people around the environment, the youth especially, they are involved, so that they won't take that to the police. And if you report to the police won't even come because more of them are part of it.
Are you speaking on
If you talk
cultism?
about insecurity,
Are you speaking on cultism as a major point, or you are speaking of insecurity in general?
I'm speaking of insecurity in general. What is insecurity? Insecurity is same people that you are coming as a security man coming to secure. They are involved. That is why insecurity became a very large thing in Edo State. It's always very difficult to expatiate on it because who are you going to talk to about it? So Edo State government has come in like
okay, the governor is coming. Go ahead.
Yeah, the governor has come in with his own security outfit, which is doing well, and which has been very active to a point. But I will still tell you, same people are still inside. So it's going to be very difficult to fight. Not until they take their hands off those stuffs. They would at least, before you make somebody a security man, you should be able to know that this guy is clean.
Mr. Joseph, are you saying that some of the vigilante that is securing the state, might use pidgin, they still get harm for the insecurity? Meaning, some of them now, with this secret court, while they go on, they still be member of the secret court. That's what you are trying to say?
Yes, yes, very correct about that. I can't be pointing fingers, Robert. You are that is
fingers.
Yeah, I can't be pointing fingers. I can't just raise my hand and be pointing because it's not safe for me to, because I live in the state.
Oh, you live in the state.
So wait, is it that bad
yes.
now? Is it that bad now when you see something about the insecurity?
And that's why I said
for the state. They'll come after you.
The way to some extent, bros, you know you are very far. You are far.
Please, anything that will trigger them, please. Just
yes, exactly.
Yes,
so that's why I say the governor, to some extent, the governor is doing well when it comes to security.
But how can we? Yes, now? Okay, let's put it this way. We know that our community, you say the people are part of it. I always say that too. I say the people always get what they want. The people always they like the way things are. When people say the country is bad and all that, I say yes, the country is bad, but some people are happy with it because they get dividends from this negative or
the benefits from it.
The benefit from it. That's why it has become a norm. People like the way things are. It is
exactly, bro.
It goes their way, and they can, when they have a few feast of naira, they can buy their way out and go home to sleep.
I just have somebody to call inside the same government.
Yeah, but even because now everything will be put on the governor's account. That during your time, so people died. So people, this happened. During your tenure, there was insecurity ranging, was 40%, it increased to 73%. That is how they are going to rate the governor when he's done.
Yeah.
Is it not left for the governor to do the extreme positive? Unless we want to say the governor is still, I'm just saying unless, on assumptions, is the governor part of the system too, that is making things work the way it is? Or the people that he has used during political power play are part of these people that are creating the insecurity. Because I know for sure, when it comes to elections, governors don't care who has the gun, as long as the person is going to campaign for him, vote for his party, and make sure they win. So these people don't care the process these young people go through. Ballot snatching is not done with the bare hands. They are done
with
No, no,
arms.
you can't even do it with the man.
So they are done with arms. So when you do that and you get into power, is it not difficult for the same person that these people have made those sacrifices for? Is it not difficult for the governor to tell them not to proceed? Well, in a nutshell, does that mean security is going to get worse since you can't control the people that are in your party or the people that are creating the insecurity that you're a part of? How are we going to have this solved? How are we going to have this resolved? I need somebody in the house to explain to me. I mean, it's just a candid opinion. We just need our own bias and or like my topic. He says, I say it all the time on the topic. How can we make things better? We are not going to right now. It's not about putting everything into cultism or into the youth. How are we going to get this resolved? I believe if a youth is told, come and get these appointments or come and do this, come and do this plan, come and get this job, I think they will desist.
It's not about appointments, sir. With all honesty, the truth has to be told. That's why I said earlier that our government, our government, sir, should always come with the intention of what do you guys want me to do for you, not what you want to do for me. So now you can't come to my community, for instance, whereby people are hungry, right? There's no market, there's no there's hunger in my community, and you're coming to build a town hall for me. And you build a town hall for me, you put air condition, put fan, put executive chairs. They will stay them. They don't need it. People are hungry. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Okay, imagine the DPO came the other day and he was complaining they don't have vehicles. So now when you call the police station now, how will they come to your rescue? They don't have vehicles. And even when they have vehicles, they don't have fuel. So the challenge.
I want to ask something on the matter of the police. On the other hand, the police, I don't know very much about the police. But if the DPO, because Chief OBASEKI is a good one that you have come to. There are some questions that you can, as you use your position. There are some things that some people need to really be asked. Going to the police now, let's talk. I know the insecurity, the topic about insecurity. For the police, how do the police maintain their vehicles? Does it come from...
That's another question.
Or is the DPO that's in charge of these vehicles and money is made, or I don't know how monies are made, or there's provision for maintenance? Because sometimes the police vehicles are the most dilapidated vehicles roaming the streets of people. Those cars chase anybody. Those cars cannot chase anybody.
I don't know how they generate money for fuel. I don't know how they generate money for maintenance.
I'm saying you, a DPO, you can know a DPO. From these little things, you can just ask him, how do you guys generate? Because there's a story I saw today. A police department somewhere in Nigeria, they used 50 million to repair all their cars, panel beats and all, instead of going to buy new Hiluxes. Because one Hilux can cost the government 65 million, according to, let's say, Globe Motor. 65 million is for Corolla even. When they want to say they want to share cars for police, you hear $65 billion, because one Hilux can cost 85 million naira. And when these are given to police officers, the maintenance for it is dead in.
Must you buy Hilux?
No, but what?
Must you buy Hilux for them?
Can't they refurbish?
Police, to me, that in the Sienna bus is better. Carries more, and it's more.
You should be honest.
The police don't know how to maintain these vehicles.
Yes, but chasing criminals, your roads are bad. Let's be sincere, your roads are bad.
The roads
So
are bad.
imagine a criminal running for his life. That guy can even run 180. He doesn't care, but he's running for his life, and the police need to chase him. Imagine a criminal riding a Benz AMG, and you want the police that maybe had just 10 liters fuel in his helos. How is he going to? Of course, so you also have to look at this part. Imagine a police officer giving just one bullet, and you tell him that, come, this bullet, you must account for it. How is he going to shoot? Do you want it to be sacked? So there are a lot of issues. Imagine a police officer that is hungry. How much are they being paid? How much is their salary? What do they even have allowances? Do they even have welfare? Nothing. When they die.
That goes to the government again, but doesn't make the police the saints. I'm not speaking. Police are the police, and police are part of the elite, and police are part of the system. Police, they have their institution. That's why I'm asking, how does the police generate funds to repair? Because the police, even their uniforms they wear on their body, is not proper. We cannot be blaming. Some police look nice in their uniforms. Some don't look nice. I don't know how the politics they play inside. I'm just saying, I'm not talking about the police. So the police, the Nigerian police force, I am innocent. I am not talking, I'm pro Nigeria. I'm pro progressiveness. So, but what I'm saying is, when we have people that can ask these questions, we like to know. The roads are bad for everybody. Good, the robber will be driving a stolen car, so he might not care who for the maintenance. But that does not mean the police will say he has 10 liters. Are those provisions not meant for the police? I'm just saying. Because there was a good one. The reason I'm talking about this, today I saw somewhere on social media, 50 million was used to refurbish several police cars. 50 million. They used it to refurbish. Yes, they should start refurbishing the cars. Instead of spending outrageous amounts to buy new ones that will deplete again. They don't need. You get new tires, get new paint, panel-beat it, get it proper. They do it everywhere. The chargers they use here, the police cars they use here abroad, they don't throw them away. The only time they are sold out, maybe their mileages are very high because they put extra boost in their engines, their powered engines. But that we are not going to compare. We are not going to compare a Toyota Hilux with a Dodge Charger. We are not. But these things, if you know a DPO, you know a commissioner of police, why not ask how these films are being raised? If we go to ask, they will say, "Who are we? We are they want to use against us." But if another leader from another area goes to ask them, I think the answers will come. Sele Vuvuzela, you want to make a comment on this? You have your hands raised before we go to Tupo. Sele, please, can you give us your contribution on insecurity?
Yes, please. Let me just share some light on the police, because I'm kind of close to them. So where I stay in Lagos, there was a meeting of all the estates around that area, which is around VGC, Aja, and that part. The discussion was about police cars. So they had some broken down police cars that they needed help fixing. So they said, do we buy new cars? So they are going to the estates now around that area. Do we buy new cars or do we refurbish the old ones? And the DPO there, she's a lady. The DPO is a lady, I mean. And she was like, I think the brand they had was JAG, JAG or something like that, JAD or something like that. Yeah. And the truth about it, the police is underfunded. This is not about any state governor. This is not, let's not put that on state governor said. Police is federal. They are underfunded. Police officers that you see, do you know they buy their uniform by themselves? They pay for their uniform by
It was, yes, that's what they say, but
no, that is what it is. It's not, there's provision for it, but they don't give them X and X amount of money every 2 years in their salary. Say, okay, you go purchase yourself a new uniform. Your first one that you are being given, yes, that is from the academy. But after that, you pay for your uniform by yourself. Are provisions being made in federal budget for those things? Probably yes. Secondly, the police stations which we see, the community police stations or the local police stations, I'm not talking about headquarters or those whatever, they don't have money for, what's it called, stationary. That money is not, it's somewhere along the line, it gets something happens to it. So you're not going to get an allocation every month of say X and X amount, which they do, don't get me wrong, but it's minimal, very minimal. So that on its own, the police is not perfect, but they are underfunded. It doesn't get down to where it's supposed to go to, which is now the police station in your community or whatever. Yes, the state CIDs, the zone 5s, the alert ones, all of them, those ones have, because that is where the police commissioner is. But now when you're talking about a police station inside Oluku somewhere, there's no funding. And half the time, the money you see them collecting on the road, part of that money they used to do the small things that the DPO will choose to do. Yes, some of them goes to their pocket. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the police is perfect, but they have their own problem. Now, insecurity in those states. Let's not digress too much. I'll split it into two. There's the community insecurity, which is the armed robbery in your area, kidnapping, and what have you. Then there's the cults, which I say is more of a cultural thing. When I say cultural now, I'm not talking about ethnic group or anything like that. I just mean something that anybody that has grown up in Edo State or Benin City or wherever, our tertiary institutions, which is Uniben, AAU, Auchipoli,
Polytechnic,
yes,
Academy,
we seem to do we are high there in cultism. And now, so it has to go back to how do you solve this problem? The number one thing that I would say, the youth, if you don't engage a group of people, they will end up doing things that we will now start saying, oh, can you imagine what happened? Cult this, cult that. It's all about engagement. Let me ask a simple question. How do we engage a young man between the age of 16 and 21 in Benin City or Edo State? When you finish secondary school, what did you do? Was there any community center for you to go and learn any kind of skill? No. Was there any well, you can say church, go to church and be a youth leader in church, but it was not a very exciting thing for us to do. Was there any program that says, okay, those that were even good in sports, for example, in secondary school, what is the transition in terms of you going from secondary school to university and you're a good footballer, you played for your secondary school, how do you take that into the university? It's engagement. In the US, for example, college sports is very big, billion-dollar industry. They see a young man that is good in basketball, American football, baseball, when he's in high school, they start poaching him. At the end of the day, by the time the guy is getting into university, he already knows where he's going to. He's already going for games. He's already having after-school activity. Coaches are calling him all over the country. Which college are you going to? He's already engaged. Now, if you are that occupied and you still decide to go put your hand in cult or whatever, then you have a problem. But sometimes these kids don't even have time to rest. Talkers of you going to join cult meeting, but if we don't engage our youth in those states, what is going to happen? They're going to fall into the wrong hands. When you go to in Benin City, for example, now Yahoo Boy has turned into an open title. Oh, now Yahoo Boy. Like, oh, he's doing something. Now Yahoo Boy, now I'm a Yahoo Boy. Like, that is okay. So at the end of the day, when there's no engagement in these youths, we are going to face problems in terms of insecurity. Like, for example, in the north, terrorism. They say the solution for terrorism is education. It's not carrying gun and chasing people up and down. Because for you to get young people to get into one of these groups of, say, Boko Haram or whatever it is, they have to be idle people. Then they get brainwashed. Then they give them a gun. Then it turns into something else. But they believe that if you're in school learning and you understand the way life works or have some kind of exposure, you will not fall into those traps. The same thing with cultism. If these youths are engaged from, after you finish secondary school and you write jam and you're waiting for, I think all of us that went to school in Edo State probably went through that phase, and you're waiting for school to start. What are you doing? You're home, you and your friends sleep, wake up, go play football, whatever it is, go to the junction, gist, come back home, or whatever. And that is where it starts from. That is exactly where it starts from. They will start poaching these young boys. And before you know, now, they are recruiting secondary school students to join cults. The same way they are recruiting in abroad, they are recruiting secondary school students to do a sport or whatever it is. They are recruiting secondary students to come and join cult. So by the time the guy is in year 2 or year 3, he's a full-blown cult member.
But there are cults abroad as well. There are deadly cults as well abroad. I think
the
deadliest cults in the world are in foreign lands.
No. Yeah. There are two things. In the university, you have what's it called? Confraternity. Those ones are more like a social group. Then abroad you have gangs. They are outside the school.
Cool, yes. That recruits 13, 14 years from streets.
Oh, that is different.
In every major city.
Okay, good. But now we have people carrying pump action to school. Two different things. Things.
Well, I think it's the involvement. It's crazy.
So at the end of the day, I think the solution to it is having a program that engages these people, these young men and women, right from secondary school. There should be a process. There shouldn't be a gap in terms of, because when you're in school, you're occupied. Yeah, you go to school, you come back, go to the lessons or whatever. Okay, next day you're on the board. Between secondary school and university, there is a gap. And that is where, to me, the damage is being done. Then when you talk about the kidnapping and the armed robbery, that goes back to the state or the government, so to say, because kidnapping is a national thing. You can't put that on. It's not an Edo State thing, not a Benin thing. And even in Benin and Edo State, I personally, when I come to Benin, I move around as I like. I don't have security. I don't have anything. I just know where not to go and where to go at various times of the night. So it's not as bad as it is in some places in the East, like we have heard in the news. But I believe that state policing, community policing is the way to go. The Nigerian police force cannot, the structure does not even, if you look at the way the Nigerian police force is structured, it's not going to tackle insecurity in communities. It doesn't. The blueprint does not work, because at the end of the day, someone was saying here that they know the people that are involved in funny things in their area, because some people that grew up in a certain area will know the bad guys, so to say, that were there. I mean, one of your hosts, Tony Edo, you grew up in Upper now. You know some people in Upper then that you give chance. This one, they give that guy a chance, because now, if you have
Google must you call me out?
Now you are representing your area now. You say
it's true. It's true.
So you know, just imagine.
It's no go zone.
Yeah, somebody that grew up in that area decides to be a community police. He will know exactly where the trouble spots are. He will know the people to go and talk in the back end. Okay, what is going on? Somebody got robbed. Do you know anything about it? So, I mean, we have to look at it from that angle. But what we have now, it's a system that does not work. Nigerian police force is it doesn't work. Yeah. So whoever is governor or whoever has been governor, I know they are clamoring for state police, whether they have Whether they have their intentions are good, I don't know. Whether it's them trying to have a force that they can use to protect themselves when they are fighting with federal minds or whatever it is, I don't know. But solutions, state police is the way to go in terms of our kids and cultism. I think in between secondary school and university, there should be some sort of engagement to just kind of take them away from that idleness of that 1 year or 2 years where they're trying to get into school.
That's a program. Okay. Thank you, Senator Buzala. We have the last speaker for today. That will be Tupo. He has his hands up. Tupo, are you there to finalize before we go off?
I'm here. Not much to say, just a recap.
Okay, please.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick recap from beginning of the program to the end, because I was listening to all the guests. So let me just start, say, from when I will come to security, which is paramount. I know Ekene talked about people, was talking about obedience and Labour Party. So for that, I think everyone is entitled to their opinions. If people want to campaign, they should make it known that they are campaigning. But if they want to make opinions, they should make the opinions known. And I don't want a situation where we profile people who talk about Umba Akpata as obedience. Obedience is not a crime. It's just a movement. It's a movement that is tied to the LP party. And we have seen other movements tied to different other political parties. So it's the anger in the society that is causing it. So we should not try to profile them and feel that they are just bullying everybody. It's what they feel that they are expressing. However, argument is the argument, we must look for superior argument. So that's one. Then I know during that argument, somebody talked about asked the man the question whether he has ever been to Benin for him to speak about Benin. There are many places we have not been to. So we even have people in diaspora who have been there for over 10 years. They have not been to Benin now, but they are talking about Benin. They have not even been to Nigeria, but they are telling you that Nigeria people are suffering and all that. It's all based on what we hear that we build our opinions for. So you don't question a man whether he has been somewhere before he can speak about the place. So that's on that note. And when we want to go further down, somebody talked about Umba being 1 year in office, and you cannot really rate somebody with Obaseki. Obaseki has done 8 years, and you cannot rate him with Umba. Umba is just in the 1 year of shenanigans. There's no governor that has entered that the first year was not one Eldorado. When Ochomule came, it was Eldorado in the first year, or Tokinadu. Same thing with Obaseki, we can see governor. So if Umba is getting his own, it doesn't mean that he has done up to what Obaseki has done. So not that I'm praising anybody. The only person in Nigeria who in his first year has not been praised at all is President Bola Tinubu. And I think it's probably because he's actually taking the right steps, So for proposals, I know Chief did Chief Atokbe. I know he talked about proposal about what he made to the government and why they didn't follow up. The truth about it, there's no proposal you want to write today that is not inside government house. What they will just do is take you on a white goose chase so that you don't look as if you are not writing a proposal. They have everything on their table. That people have been writing proposals since 1999. They even have a proposal for artificial intelligence in that government house. So I don't think writing proposal is the main thing. I think government should be proactive. So when it comes to local government, we have celebrated the government doing 18/18. So when we clamor for government using local government to carry out development, it can't work because they were picked by the governor. They didn't campaign. Most of the local government chairmen are not even known in their local government. So I don't think it's a yardstick to judge them. Then I know we talked about they talked about fixing of cars. I think that was done by Chief. The reality of this is that if a police force decides to fix cars when it comes to security, I don't think I will buy the idea. So whether you spend 54 million to fix a car, where are the cars? I remember when Obaseki came into government, he wanted to cut down the cost of governance. And in the former old Bender line, he set up a mechanic outfit there that he made sure that all former government vehicles were fixed there. But we started hearing complaints that they will be on a journey from Benin to Ukpila. 5 of the vehicles will pack up on the express, which is very, very, very I don't, whether it's insecure. It's very, I know how many times they complained about abandoned vehicles. So we know Nigerian mechanics will just only, or rather the government people will just only use this as a means of siphoning. The cars will not work properly. Hence, the need for us to invest in more money in getting our local companies like Nord and all those ones producing cars. But that fixing of vehicles, I don't think I will buy into it, you know. Then when we talk of, I know Mr. Seller was talking about police and funding and the rest. Why is it that we always hear that police are underfunded? But when we see the IG or the commissioner of police haven't retired, they are billionaires. Is it not the same underfunded police they are? How come they retire and become billionaires, buying houses, the next thing they are running for governorship? So I think there's a personality problem the moderator talked about. The people that are involved, police are funded. It's just that they steal the money. Maybe they themselves are not accountable, and that's corruption. So it now brings me back to the discussion of state police. If you want to run a state police or a community police, like what Mr. Selle said, why calling Tony to say, okay, Tony might know the bad boys in your area. You should look at the stories of what happened in Borno when there was collaboration between the local vigilantes and the community to identify Boko Haram. Many of them were killed for just pointing Boko Haram. So if you tell me that I'm a state police officer who has been put as a leader in my community, maybe Ted or wherever, and I start going after bad boys and they know me from that community, what stops them from harming me if I'm still operating in a corrupt police force that cannot defend their own? We have seen police being killed every day now. What police is killed in US and the full... I experienced a situation one time. I visited my friend in Maryland and we came out of a club and there was gunshot far down the road. And you could see the excitement of the police officers running towards the gunshot. You know, like very excited, running towards where they heard the gunshot. But we know it's not like that here now. So what is if you put yourself in the line as a community police officer and your leaders are not there to give you the necessary protection, the necessary funding, you only be putting yourself at risk to the bad guys in the area. So even we are talking of state police, if the system is not corrupt, that's when it will work. If it's corrupt, it will just be another tool by the government used to oppress its own opposition. So all these things that we want to talk about it's not a subject we can just talk in one day. You know, it's subject they must look at. There must be protection at every level. So I just wanted to do a recap so that I'm not be lost in translation. So that's my own submission about security. Corruption needs to be taken out of security before it will work. We have the police force that have been working for us since 1966 before we got to 1999. That's when the police stopped working. At least even sometimes we have to. It was just an instruction that was given to IG Santos' father. What Paris signed them. Yes, it was just an instruction, and the whole criminal gang was caught in less than a month. So because they can work. They were functioning, very functional. So I think when you take out the corruption and get the police to let them receive the money that they are being given, let it trickle down to the police officers, I think it will work. Then not when you talk about how they fund the police officers, there's security vote that is given to the government. Those are why it is given, so that they can have fuel for vehicles and there's money made available for all these things. It's just stolen. That's why the commissioner of police who earns 1.5 million naira will end up buying a house in Banana Island for 400 million. It's because he stole the money for fueling those vehicles and left it in the hands of the citizens to fuel for them. So it's our corruption, and corruption must be killed, or less corruption will kill Nigeria. That's my own for now. Thank you.
Corruption don't kill us. We don't kill corruption will kill us. Anyways, thank you, Tupo, for your contribution. But as it is, we have come to the end of the program. We have done our 3-hour mark. which doesn't seem like 3 hours to me, but we have done it. I want to thank everybody for coming. But first, before I give the thanks and move on, I have my African proverb to say. Today's proverb will be, knowledge is a garden. If it is not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. Knowledge is a garden. If it is not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. So when knowledge will be passed across, everybody should learn something new every day. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, from people on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Thank
People in the studio, we all thank you for coming to the show. We thank you for taking out your time to come, to share, to discuss, to suggest, to see big contributions on the matters happening in Edo State, across Nigeria, and connecting with people, Nigerians home and abroad. I want to say, Jonas Flintstone, thank you. And we appreciate you. Welcome for giving us kudos for the good work. We appreciate the time and all the efforts made. We hope to see you guys in the next episode, which we'll disclose, which you will get from us, from whatever social media outlets you get the information from. Please, when you get the link, when you get the next link, invite a friend, invite your families. You don't have to be from Edo. As long as you're a Nigerian, you don't even have to be a Nigerian. As long as you know things about politics and people, you are always welcome to the show to give your simple and your candid suggestions. I say thank you. Thank you. God bless. We are out. See you on the next one.
you. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.